Right, enough playing around with that. What's going on here? We're back with the Railway Empire Longplay, and this game's really getting under my skin. I just want to hook it up to my veins at this point. All throughout the time of the end of last session and this session, I've just been thinking about how much I want to play the game, but I haven't, so now we can change that. We're going to carry on with the campaign. I'm going to beat Chapter 4. If I have the time, I will also complete Chapter 5, and if I manage that, I'm going to call a vote on what the free play we're going to do. The free play will be where we build the equivalent of the perfect hand that we did in Patrician 4. Well, maybe the equivalent. I'm not going to spend 100 hours on it, but I'll spend as much as need be on it. In any case, what are we getting into here? Civil War. Construct a transcontinental railway, da-da-da-da-da. Prevent the breakup of the United States. Okay. As ever, I play on manual pause. You get a lower rating for that. I don't care. I like to pause when I play. Realistic network, of course.
Sometimes I think about giving everything up and dedicating my life to poetry.
Now, previously I've been said, why am I not using the other characters here? You are stuck with the industrialist for the entire campaign, which seems a bit of a shame. I imagine it's because of this, being able to buy a facility without an auction. Otherwise you might get hard locked out of some things in the campaign.
Figures, and hard facts.
Like, what if you had to produce meat in a place that already had all their factories filled up? That would be a bit rough. Still, his name is Marvin Branagh, although he doesn't do the name justice. Let's carry on.
In recent years, the tensions between the northern and southern states have been steadily increasing. A deep rift ran along economical, political, and ideological divides, right through the still young nation. The tone in both camps became increasingly bitter and drew a gloomy picture in which a greedy, cold-hearted North opposed a lazy, vicious South. The Union was on the brink of civil war. All eyes were on the events of the coming months.
My name is Jay Cook. I'm delighted to finally meet you. Now, I'm afraid there's a war ahead, a dispute we cannot escape. I will help President Lincoln to save the Union, and I have a very important strategic role in mind for you. I am firmly convinced that Lincoln will put a quick end to the conflict between the northern and southern states. But we must be prepared for everything. So, you must take your tasks very seriously. First of all, the Southerners need to realize that it would be wrong to bring the Union into question. For this reason, you should tend to Louisville and construct a weapons factory there. In this way, we'll have a good support near the border if the worst comes to the worst.
Righto, so we're going to take everything we've learned from playing so far and try to apply it here. Sometimes I feel like I pick up these things a little too slow, but now I feel like I have the tools at my disposal to be a bit more aggressive in this game. And nothing says aggressive quite like giving me $5 million to play with. I'm not sure on the eve of war America had that kind of money to throw around. It's probably all in bonds. Speaking of bonds, we can get healthy amounts of bonds. I like that. I might even take that at some point. Something I haven't done is play the stock market at all, and I am quite tempted to give it a go. Not right now, but maybe later on when I have free money and I'm about to link up, say, a lot of food or raw materials. I might buy in a lot of stock just to inflate it and then sell off the stock. Although why would I then sell off the stock? I don't know. I don't think you get dividends on it unless you sell. I wouldn't know. Interestingly, the railroads were the main fighting points in the American Civil War, with nearly all battles in or near stations. Well, that makes sense. That's where you're going to bring all of your units and your supplies to. Right. Unfortunately, Jonathan Johnson is our enemy, and I'm not able to buy him out no matter how I try. So there's not going to be a day one acquisition here. What a shame. Okay, what is there going to be? There are all these things already set up for me, but what I've come to learn with all that signaling and the lark is that I want things done my way. So, safe in the knowledge that I'm getting a full refund on all of these. Oh, that is some nice money. I'm just going to torch everything the AI gives me and make the bold claim that I can do it better myself. This whole full refund thing is very generous of the game. Very generous indeed. I'm left wondering if you can cheese it with the bridges, where you build one, you get the adjacency bonus, then you delete the original one and keep the adjacency bonus one. I doubt it, but I can imagine. I haven't looked into exploits for this game. I'm sure there are some. I don't really think I played much with exploits in Patty 4, so no big reason to do that here. Still, I'm just tearing all this stuff down because I want to build it potentially better myself, and that includes Louisville's original station. Bye-bye. I didn't see signals, and if I don't see the signaling parade, then I probably just want to get rid of it. Ah, jings, I'm a rich man. You know, I would have pulled out of here and gotten the first boat over to any other country in 1860. Well, maybe not any, but I'll do something. Since every citizen in a city needs goods, demand rises in line with increasing population. The larger a city is, the more variety its citizens expect. So what's Louis after? The cereals, wood, meat, beer, sugar, cloth, milk. Wow, they need it. Well, they demand a lot of things. Off of me. Don't know if RTX kicked out the hiccup there, but there was a hiccup. What do I need to do? Produce one load of weapons. So straight away, the implication is I'm going to need a weapons factory in Louisville. And these things get filled up with the AI building places, and I don't want to have to buy them out because those get expensive. How expensive do they get? I don't know, it's not showing me the option to buy it out here. So I'll just build one here first. Weapons. Weapons industry. Needs chopped up logs, ore, and chemicals. We produce chemicals here, or rather the city does. So we've already got that one covered. Just slam you down there. I wonder if you build over an industry with your trains, it moves. It probably does. Building that only cost $250,000, which is no big deal. I got plenty of that. We heard it in its full glory. Okay, well, it happens sometimes. Bread actually gives me quite the hiccups, which is a shame. I do love me some bread. So, Louis here eats the cattle and pops out the meat, and they like the meat here. Do they like leather as well? No, leather is consumed by industry rather than demanded as a raw good, but they will want themselves some meat here, so I'll keep that in mind. Cleveland and Toledo, they got the beer and the meat, both of which are in demand, and there's where we get our logs from, or our chopped up logs. Where do they get their raw wood from, though? Eyes peeled for some raw wood, folks. Well, there's raw wood all the way up there by a rocky island, but that's a fair distance to go to drop it off. Well, if I gotta do it, I gotta do it. We've got plenty of money to make it a reality. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to start out with a large train station and signaling control. It's a little decadent. Well, it's very decadent. Also, maybe you can't build on top of industry. Maybe where you put the industry actually matters quite a lot. Interesting, and I hadn't considered that, but very possible. So I'm going to want to link you up with Louis. Well, the other Louis. Oh, there's more wood to be had over there. Does Louis make wood for me? No, they don't. Louisville and the areas to the east and southeast are the heartland of bourbon whiskey production. Now, my knee-jerk instinct is to get all snobby about that, but I have had some very, very good bourbon. I wish I could remember what it was. It was a really rich amber bourbon somebody brought to a whiskey night one time, and it was so good. I just wish I'd taken a note of what it was. Whoa, now, not a terminal. Large train station, signaling station. I like those. I'm begrudged to overthink these things, but well, it's no big deal. What I place down here is hardly a lifelong commitment. I put it here so I have plenty of places to work around with it. I know about signaling, that's okay. And build your second station in the nearest town, they say. Well, they recommend. Indianapolis. Since Indianapolis makes that sweet wood, I am going to want you down here. I've got to make sure that I'm getting all the goods that I need in here. So that's coal, lumber, iron, and chemicals. And it's probably going to need additional stuff to grow, which could include the milk. A lot of stuff it could get. I might actually finally play with a warehouse here, so that I have some warehouses that can take in all this stuff. Like I got all of these goods that could flow into a warehouse here. You don't make the meat, so your desire for cattle is non-existent, no demand whatsoever. I should go over to a meat producer like Louis. Are these my trains? Are they even trains? Oh my, they're soldiers. American soldiers. And these are other American soldiers. Confederates. Well, fight the good fight, guys. I'm here to make money off of your suffering. Also, we got the plinky plonky music coming in. What am I thinking then? Cleveland and Toledo, I could supply those. We've got the grain for Cleveland's beer, which I could then take down to Louis. And there's some cattle for you in Toledo. Alright, I'm thinking and talking too much and building too little. So if I just give myself some... Is there a regular train station with signaling control? No? That's a bit of a shame. There's just a... Well, there's not a small one, but there is a mid-sized one. Feels like a bit of a blow in terms of money. But it should probably be done. And it can always be expanded later on, so I'll give it to Indianapolis. I should probably also make sure these guys have maintenance buildings before I forget, and I will likely forget. Maintenance buildings should probably always go in the cities rather than the other ones. The other ones are more like dead ends. Toledo and Cleveland. I got all the money in the world to link these up, so link them up I should. Whoa, what are you doing sitting around here? Off you guys go. Give me that sweet free money back. Make the tighter turn first, then we know that the less tight turn will be okay. And get you all the way in there. And the bridge is necessary, so I'm not too worried about that. I mean, nobody likes paying for the bridges, but sometimes it's got to be done. Smack you there, bring you all the way along here. And beautiful. And of course it should be signaled up. So what was it again? Shift to determine that it's one way. Can I... Oh, right. I never even thought to do this before. But if I shift and control, I can do the one way along the whole way. That was something I was doing wrong before. I'm sure somebody noticed it, but here I am noticing it now. I'm almost certainly going to need this popping out along here too. Yeah. It's enter to pay, but I don't think I can use the enter key on my number pad. It'd be very useful if I could. Yeah, I wonder if I can... Oh. Yeah, I wonder if I can change that. Because that's really convenient for me to hit with my thumb. Controls... There are some weaknesses in Gaming Minds games. And hotkeys is one of them. As I recall, when Port Royale shipped, they didn't have hotkeys at all. Or configurable hotkeys at all. And that might still be the case, I'm not sure. So there's Indianapolis and Louisville. I don't think... Well, Indianapolis produces that Louisville's going to want, but I'm thinking I should just have a couple of trains running between them with passengers and mail. They probably have plenty of both. I mean, how many passengers do you have coming out? 3,764 per week? That's a ton of them. Is there like more detail on that somewhere? I'm curious about that. Well, suddenly you're saying passengers 52. Are you telling me that 52 of these passengers want to go there? I don't know. These numbers don't seem to add up. Okay, I think that's it. You actually receive 52 passengers per week from Louisville. Is it feeling mutual? I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe I can find out more here. Right, the amount of people with Louisville as their destination per week is only 13? Let's change the question there. Louisville, 13 with destination Indianapolis. I'm not actually sure what to make of that, so I won't make anything of it. Before anything else though, I've not been spending the points I have. They gave me a staggering 1,000 innovation points here. And there's a lot that can be unlocked here. Foreign workers. Ooh. So many options here. A lot of this is old stuff, like 1830s tech that is still locked. Tell you what I really want though is you require an unlocked neighbor for this area. Oh right, yes. I would really like standardized components so that I can get cheaper trains. 30% cheaper is a lot. If I got 3, I could get you. But do I want the Dragon? The Dragon's a freight train. These other ones are express or mixed. Tyson 10-wheeler sounds really good. But it doesn't have the same power. You know what? The Dragon never let me down. I'm going to have the Dragon. I'm going to standardize my components. And... I just do not know the meta of these choices, sadly. I mean, in the end, I'll want them all, but I doubt you can get them all in due time. Increase the time passengers in cities wait for trains by 20%. Number of passengers in every city. Well, I will want a lot of passengers, but you're very expensive. Factory profits. New applicants having a high level. Accelerate train maintenance. There's so many options. Reduces the cost of bridges by 40. I will be building quite a few bridges, but I'm not sure that's worth all those points, and it is a lot of points. Okay, why don't we just go from here? Let's get creative with our accounting, grab ourselves a protective wall, so we can keep passengers in our cities. Packages. Well, we will be delivering packages. Yeah, this is some basic stuff. Some, oh wait, no, I'm already down to only 300 points. Didn't I want myself the U? I do want the U. Are these innovations counting towards that? Oh, I don't know if they are. Well, let's increase the passenger numbers a bit and get ourselves a Rennes Salière, which should be very good for express. And that's going to be good for getting people between A and B. Maintenance requirements, that sounds all well and good. Right, there's 3 out of 6 there, so if I get one of these things, like that... Ooh, double click did it. It's still 3 out of 6, so those aren't innovations. These company and construction things don't count as innovations. Not sure I understand the innovation thing yet, but what you gonna do? Don't know why people say uptime anymore, right? The uptime is shown just below the stream. Okay, which one's the express train again? You there, the Rennes Salière. I shall purchase you at a knockoff rate, and I'm gonna do something I haven't done before. Ticket revenue, increase it by 20%. Now I think this dedicates one car to a dining car, meaning I can't use it for mail or for customers. But the way I see it is, if I squeeze 20% more out of every customer I get, that's definitely paying for itself. And I'll add 20% in for the mail as well. Food, I don't know about that. I guess that's if you're transporting food. Well, not going to do that yet. It says freight. And the caboose, nah, forget that. So I will have this nicely decked out thing, and these extra cars don't seem to cost anything. It gives more passenger rating as well, whatever that means. But it matters not. I'm buying that locomotive, and the locomotive shall be Indianapolis to Louisville, and it shall be passengers and mail only. And I'm going to have 2 of them. Will I have 2 of them? Actually, I don't know. This is hard for me to really tell. It'll take 30 days. I don't know how many passengers. You know what? I'll clone it. I will clone it, because one thing I've been told in the YouTube comments is you're gonna need more trains. So let's just clone that thing. And I wonder... That's probably fine if it just goes back and forth there, no problem. Did you put a supply depot in the route? Easy there, we're not done yet. We're far from done yet. But an excellent point indeed, we will be having a supply tower. Now that supply tower could clog things up. Could well clog things up actually. But let's not worry about it, I'll just slam it right there in the middle. So goody goody, that should go back and forth making me some sweet money with passengers only. Honestly, I should spend every last penny I have on advancing things here. Rural train station, we know about rural train stations, don't you worry game. I'm gonna need to get this coal over here or else this industry, the chemical industry, is never gonna grow. And can I really not buy, oh here we go, buy the industry. That's a lot of money. But then it could be my industry. I should wait on that because it could be that if I don't supply it with anything, I bet it becomes worth less money and then I can buy it for more. So choke it out and then buy it up. That'll be my grand slam of an idea there. Cleveland and Toledo. It would be nice to just run a back and forth passenger and mail train with you, whilst I also supply you up with things that you need. So to that note, I shall give you regular train stations with signalling. Might seem like a bit of overkill, but I don't mind. Oh, right, they're not going to let me build anything unless I connect them up. What a bah humbug moment, but well, if they insist, then I shall make it so. That's some expensive stuff already, but that's okay. How do I get over to here? Seems reasonable enough. Only costs me an arm and a bleeding leg. I wonder if I can get rid of all these things that are popping up. Game hints, well there's the problem, let's turn those off, had enough of you. I wouldn't mind, but it keeps popping up with the same hints that I've already dismissed. So let's just go all the way along with you to here. We'll get a lovely discount for parallel tracks going along the bridge. And then... I guess I could have you come along like so. But I also want you going along here. Oh man, have I done it again. I have a feeling it's easier to make the straight line and then curve off of it than having a curve and, well, basically just doing the opposite. So let's learn from our mistakes. And instead have you come along here first. Because I know we're going to want to connect you to Toledo. Well, I'm pretty confident we're going to want to connect you to Toledo. So let's be ready for it. Thank goodness this game's very generous with its, with giving you refunds on things. Could you imagine if it wasn't? Also, that probably wasn't the side that I wanted to connect to Toledo. We'd probably be fine just having a regular 2 flow around here rather than connecting up 4 tracks. He's thinking about it. He's still thinking about it. Right, away it goes. The industry is already worth less money. Cost goes up as a percentage of work they do goes up. Yeah, but they're probably not getting the coal. Where does this stuff even go to? Well, it is transported by coach. Yeah, you're probably right. Well, whatever. We'll just buy it up. Yoink, it's my industry now. Just carelessly spending all that money. Cheers, game. Do-do-do-do-do. That's right, do the tighter one first. Something going on here. There we go, do the tighter one first. Is that considered the tighter one? And then you should be able to go right. And oh, that's so much easier than doing it the other way. Of course, now, how do I connect you up with this side? I wonder if I can, again, do the tighter one first. There we go, that seems rather easy. Just want to make sure that there's a supply tower on all sides here. So I'll slam one probably around here because this is more like no man's land. And I probably want one there and there. And I can get myself another train station with signaling control. It's starting to really burn through my money though, but that's okay. One must spend money in order to make money. And I can spend my money. Now are you going to connect up nicely? Do the tighter corner first, then the less tight corner. Done. Now what do you think? One train back and forth between Toledo and Cleveland should surely do it. Except maybe it should be taking just about anything. Passengers or goodies. Because I imagine there's quite a lot of meat that Cleveland wants and beer that Toledo wants. So maybe just a couple of I'll take anything trains will do it. So let's grab ourselves a... the Dragon seems like an alright all-rounder even though it says freight. I'll just have you there and just tell you to go between here and here with whatever suits you. And clone the thing, and there we go. That should go back and forth very nicely. And since Toledo is the more central one, Toledo can get the maintenance station. I drove through that part of Ohio and Kentucky a few years back. No man's land is a good description. It must be quite therapeutic driving along such roads, though. At least that's how I imagine it. Campbell's Preserve. Well, it's undeniable that Cleveland is going to want that grain. But I'm focusing a bit much up here. Well, it's hard not to when I see what's available here. Because Cleveland getting that grain means Cleveland gets that beer. And I do like the production of beer. Especially since Louisville's going to want that beer, so I'll get on with it. A simple, small train station is all these people are going to need. Well, what's the best way to connect them up, I wonder? Probably just something really basic like this. If I do that... Oh, by the way, I should most certainly have some signaling going on. There we go, left-hand drive. It's the way the Queen want it. Well, that's just fantastic. Goody, I love that auto signaling. This really is signaling that even a moron could manage. Not that I'd claim to know. Now, do the tighter corner first. And then the less tight corner. That way, if you're coming out, you go chugga chugga chugga, hit this, and then be able to turn whichever way you want. And if it's coming back, if it wants to branch off to here, it can. And it can even do it without interrupting this guy coming this way. That's just swell. Just lovely. Alright, the only other thing it really needs is a train going back and forth. A single locomotive should be able to handle this, a single dragoon. Going from there to there, and done. Glorious. And I've barely spent any of my money. Jings, this game's gonna give me more than I'll ever need, really. I want to give Louisville some more basic goods before I keep on moving forward, so I think I'll give them that sugar that they claim to want. Just because I feel bad for never linking up the sugar before. Sugar's been an option, but I've given it poo before. Should be nice and simple. Just slam the station there. I don't know if the distance between the station and the industry means anything at all. So I can just have you linked up there so it can come in. Hey, I'm not even sure it needs signaling, honestly. But it feels like it would be prudent to add it. Yeah, we'll just give that a single basic train between them. I already feel like I'm adding in more trains than I did before, but trains, it's probably how it's done. You should definitely be freight only. Although, I doubt it matters. I'll just make you automatic. Maybe they'll bite me in the bum later on, but oh well. Sugar plantations have short-range teleporters. Yeah, it's very useful, isn't it? But hey, a lot more economical to take your goods over to here and just dump them there for the train to take, then cart it all the way across no man's land to there. How do you even keep your horse cart supplied during all that is beyond me. Okay, Walker's Estate with its corn. And then there's the milk here at Parker Ranch. I do feel like... How much corn do you actually provide here? 2.4 per week. It's rather a lot. I'm wondering if I wouldn't be better off sending corn down to Louisiana. It's not corn, is it? It's grain. Do you have any closer grain? Yeah, not really. Plenty of corn, but no grain. And you do want corn. So there's an idea behind linking you up like that. There's something to be said for having you come out this way to join back up with it. I'll not bother. I'm sure that'll cause me grim times later on, but I still won't bother. Also, I'll give you a maintenance building, just because you're now going to go directly there for all that beer, and that beer will hopefully come down to Louisville. How many Cleveland to Louisville trains did I make? How can I check that now? I think you click on here to see what trains are on it. Campbell to Cleveland. So I didn't do a Cleveland to Louisville. And I didn't do a Toledo to Louisville. Well, I'm certainly missing out on that. So I should... what do I actually want then? I should do the Rensselaer, so I actually have some... express work going on here, dining car and mail car. And you can go from Toledo to Louisville, doing passengers and mail only. And then I will duplicate you, and the one I have here will not have Toledo, but instead have Cleveland. Still passengers and mail only, still good. Have you experimented with a warehouse in a central hub where every freight train starts or ends? Towns are only connected to each other via passenger trains. That'd be nice, but no, I've not experimented with it. I haven't built a warehouse at all. I might start here though, because I could probably have a Louisville warehouse set up here for these goods. Because I don't want these goods clogging up this passenger line. And that seems like what all this area would be good for, just goods flowing here and here and here. Which I think is what I'll start doing now. Why not? If I don't start doing it, I'll never do it. A big warehouse and a signaling control? Sounds good to me. Can I have you connected to both? No, it likes one or t'other. Fair enough, but you are going to belong to Louisville. A little awkward for positioning here. I'd like to have you there, but you won't connect to Louis that way. Also, having the other end of it point out that way seems all sorts of wrong. Nah, I think I should just have it nice and basic set up. Like so. Alright, here's the warehouse. Let's link it up with damn near everything, shall we? I have a feeling that putting more than 4... Oh, right. Let's actually check out the warehouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different goods can be held in here. I don't think they need salt here, do they? I mean, surely every city needs salt. No, no demand for salt at all. Well, that's interesting to know. It does mean that I could hook the salt from this warehouse to elsewhere, but I'd probably rather not do that. I'll just link up the... They don't need wood either, do they? No, it's specifically lumber that they need, not the raw wood itself. But they do like milk. Milk, ore, maize, and coal. We'll bring all of them in. But this is a 4-way train line. Although 4-way shouldn't matter. I only really need to bring 2 out. The 4-way is here so that they can organize themselves into here and depart, bring in and bring out 4 at a time if need be. So I'm not overly worried about that. Well, forget overly, I'm not worried about it at all. It's been a long time since I've actively worried about something. I just need a nice double line that goes all the way down to the coal and has minimal earthworks and no bridges, because bridges are for fools. And let's just bring you along here. Hey, look at that. That is some good training. And a bit more They are certainly going to need some sort of supply towering around here. And it sucks to do it so close to the entry and exit point, but yeah, in the end they're all going to need the supplies one way or t'other, so I won't overly care about it. Nice thing is I only need small train stations coming in and out of this hot mess. So a simple Parker Ranch here. And get the tighter one done first. And then just have you link up like so. Hey, then I realize I forgot to do my signaling, but that's okay. We can have it sorted. Do it the Queen's way. Okay, well, there we go. Hope I didn't force them through certain ways here. That's meant to be so that they can come in and out of this any way they want. I don't like that, so I'm actually going to get rid of that signal. And come to think of it, this other signal. And just let them do what comes naturally. There we go. Well, as long as it's all flowing the right way, I'm sure it's fine. New train, new locomotive, simple dragoon train. You're gonna go from Parker to this warehouse. I need you to be automatic. Can I do anything more than this? For example, at Parker Ranch, there we go. Let's make sure that you take all of the milk. I don't want you half-assing it back and forth with minimal supplies of milk. I want all of the milk. That should be fine. And we just add that for everything else. Now I can imagine there are people that come into this and just go, what the hell, this is just, it looks so boring. And maybe, I would counteract with only boring people get bored, but I'd also say there's a certain kind of satisfaction to building up something like this. It's kind of interesting to me because Gaming Minds, they made Patrician. Now I love Patrician. I'm not going to say it's a great game, it has its flaws for sure, but I loved it. And that's all that matters for me. And it's kind of even more fascinating to me that they messed up big time with Port Royale. It didn't really improve on the series at all. And yet, here's a game that does things quite differently, making all these systems with the railways, the pathing, the AI for it. Not easy stuff, but they pulled it off. They pulled it off really well. And again, I'm only in the 4th level of the campaign here. Maybe I should save my out-gushing here. For once I'm neck deep in the perfect hands of this game. And we'll get there. Oh, I didn't confirm the changes. Whoopsie doodle. In fact, I didn't even set up the train line, it seems. So I click that, I say leave farm, take everything, and then I have to save and exit before I carry on. I really hope this makes me tons of money, because I'm certainly spending tons of money. But it's a very true thing in this game. Spend the money. Now, it's one thing that, yes, the more you spend the money, the more that money is going to make you additional money. But it's also the idea that the money that you spend adds to the value of your company, which is going to help for things like buying or distributing bonds. I don't tend to like taking on debt in games, but there is such thing as good debt, and the debt you get in this is very good, provided you actually put it to use. Take that Franklin pit, fill her up, and you know what? I've been completely ignoring chat for like this almost an hour because I've just been engrossed in making my wee trains here. It's people reminding me to make maintenance stations. But yes, don't you worry, girly. I haven't even tended to the warehouse here yet, but it can have its maintenance station, which would be nice to get for free. Oh, that'll be nice when I play as the Dr. Murphy. You need to set the warehouse to accept the different goods. Yeah, I'm just going to set up these good lines first before I tell it that it needs to accept those particular ones. It's nice that we can just have small train stations coming in and out of here. Now, is this going to be the terminal here or not? It's hard to guarantee one way or the other. I may want that wood making use of this line at some point. So I'm still going to have this just be an off branch of this main railway. My heart was telling me to call it an artery, but why do I feel like artery doesn't make sense? Lovely. Alright, Jackson Pit. Here's your new loco. Jackson Pit, all the way to the warehouse. Now, I believe Louisville will make use of the warehouse goods. I certainly hope that's the case. And I will probably want additional runs of this because, well, actually we should analyze what's going on here. You are going to do what exactly? How do I check this? 62 days. Unfortunately, this game does things in weeks, but that's almost 10 weeks. Oh, it's 9 weeks. 0.8 per week. So you are probably going to get a full lot just with one of them most of the time. That is slow production. Does everything do production so low? Seems like food is twice as heavy. Or, yeah, well, milk is food. Alright, warehouse, your job is to enjoy the maize, the milk, the coal, and the ore. Maximum everything, I don't care. I hope there aren't storage costs. Anything else I want coming in here? I don't really care if you get the raw wood or the cows. Nah, I can't build that far down anyway. So I guess it's no big deal. Oh, what's this? Looks like a little bit of money to me. Alright, groovy. This means that Louisville's going to get a lot of everything. The only thing it doesn't have that it needs is that lumber. So to complete my everything... Oh boy, it is tempting to link up Toledo and Indianapolis just so I have a good express line to link these two places up. The way I see it, the road is pretty much done for them. So why don't I just look into that? A cheeky little line that runs between the two of them. You've got to forgive a man that much. Oh, might not be so cheeky if I can't make the turn. How cheeky can we make it? Also, which side do you connect into? It's going to be driving down this way, so it should come in like so. I made a mistake though. I did the bigger turn first. I'm just quite confident that the narrow turn will be okay. Oh, that's cheeky. That is real cheeky. But there you go. Let's just signal her up. And give her a supply tower. Probably doesn't really matter where, but there you go. So now Toledo to Indianapolis, and Indianapolis has a maintenance station as well. Toledo does as well, I believe. And we'll set up a couple of trains. Express trains at that. Express trains that have dining cars and mail cars. They're going to be lovely things. You're going to go from Indianapolis to Toledo, taking freight, passengers and mail only. And I'm going to clone you. And this clone one is going to be the other way around. Seems good to me. Jake, please tell me the shortcut to mass signals. Hold down Shift and Control, and you'll make them. Here, I'll give you an example. Whoop. I want this train line to only go in that direction. So I go Building, Signal, and then I rotate it by holding Shift and Scroll, and that will tell it to go one way, and I can place it wherever. But if I also hold down Control, so I'm holding down Control and Shift, it'll make one-way signals all the way along. Oh man, it is a thing of beauty. And it's free. They do it for free. Which is a good deal for me. Okay, groovy. So there should be a lot of trains going back and forth, making me lots and lots of money, and I still have a healthy war chest. Frankly, too healthy a war chest. I should probably make a bypass lane through Cleveland and get these fruits over from King Preserve to Louis, because Louis likes his fruit, doesn't he? He does, and he doesn't have any fruit. So I should make big bang on the buck for bringing King Preserve over here. And since the main line is largely connected, it's not a big cost for me. I just make a wee train station right around here so I minimize my interactions with contours. I don't think I'm going to build up Cleveland that much, but I don't want to go through Cleveland. This is a mistake I was making previously. There's no good reason for me to be going through a train station like that. No good reason at all. Come along now. There we go. Just link you up. And as we did before... Oh my, it's inherited the signals! But it hasn't inherited enough signals. So, let's get all signally. There we go. All the way up and along. That way if there's a breakdown or anything similarly tragic, it'll be taken care of. I also feel a little bad for the lack of supply tower around here. They're not expensive. Better than having things break down due to lack of water or similar. And let's make sure that... Hey, King Preserve, how many do you make, by the way? 1.2 per week. What's the demand here? Demand for fruits is only 0.5, so it's no big deal. Regardless, a lovely new loco, a regular dragon, which is what I'm using for freight. Rail line, King Preserve, down to Louisville. Oh, that's going to take a lot of weeks. But it should be fine. Make it automatic. And bring everything you can. No sense going away with only half a load. Right, well, this is good, but I still haven't solved the wooden problem. And no, when I talk about problems, I'm not always meaning Chicago. We've got Rock Island, Chicago, and Indianapolis. I need a train from Indianapolis to Louisville that takes freight as well, but I'm tempted to give them a... I'm tempted to give them a warehouse rather than use this for freight. I mean, I'm already using it for freight, it's no big deal, but it would be nice It would be nice to pick up some experience in using dedicated passenger lines rather than having them hogged up with freight. But I hear it's the American way to clog up your lines with loads of freight. Have you switched to mostly only one station to one station with no 3-stop routes? 3-stop routes. Oh, right. I mean, I could do something like Louisville to Indianapolis to Toledo to go, but I'd rather just have direct ones because it's probably going to help with the express service. And people don't care. People, if somebody wanted to go from Louisville to Toledo, and I didn't have a straight Louisville to Toledo, they would take Louisville to Indianapolis, then Indianapolis to Toledo. Or so I've heard. That could be wrong, but it's probably not. Now, Toledo. Cotton. Nobody needs cotton, but people do need meat. I should bring this meat over to you. I'm thinking I build a line between Toledo and Chicago. I can have a pedestrian run between them, and I can get this meat over to Toledo. And I will also do Chicago to Rock Island and the wood to Louisville. Now, it might seem like I'm building up way too much for a guy that hasn't even unpaused the game, but the way I see it, I've got all this money, I've got to spend it. How could I not spend it? And the more I have running, the more money that I'm going to make. So it seems like a pretty great deal for me. Chicago, can we just squeeze something in here? Oh, can I even squeeze you over the river? And you're not going to charge me extra? Well, what is going on? I love Chicago now. I would love to hear some interesting facts about Chicago if anybody has them. The only time I was ever in Chicago was in a layover. So it's not like I have an authoritative view on the place. As layovers go, it was completely unremarkable. My middle brother kept going on about how he wanted to see Metal Nose Nicky when he was there. I didn't understand what he meant then, and I still don't know what he meant now. Metal Nose Nicky, I mean, come on. Alright, that seems all well and good. We should definitely make sure that this thing remains supplied here in the middle. And now that I've got it set up, seems like a lengthy enough route to require 2 trains, surely. So let's have a loco, a lovely loco with dining car and mail car for extra money. That goes Toledo to Chicago. Ah yes, of course. Passengers and mail only. Clone the train. Clones the train line, but we switch the order. I love how simple that is. You want to do that in Patrician 4, you're going to be spending an extra 2 minutes every boat. And you want to do a lot of boats. Oh man, I'm actually really ecstatic with how easy that is. Because I imagine in this game you want a ton of trains. I doubt I'm even scratching the surface of the sheer volume of trains that I'm going to want. There's almost something therapeutic about all of this. What is it to... There we go, that removes you straight up. There you go. I wonder if I'm making these lengths too short. They inherit everything they need and the supply tower's way enough away. That'll be okay. And that way Toledo can get their meat. Toledo, how much meat do you want? You require 3.6 loads every week. That's a lot of loads. So we'll grab the old Dragoon, set up a line from here to here. We'll take note that that takes a number of weeks, probably 5. Okay, we're going to need quite a few of these, actually. I'm going to clone that train once. Once should be okay. Because damn, you want that meat aplenty. They'll be okay. And Chicago's going to run a passenger line between them. Now, there is a maintenance shack in Toledo, so hopefully I don't also need one in Chicago. I'm going to build it now anyway, or else I'm doubtlessly going to forget. Now, the last thing that I need to do, well, there's a lot of things I still want to do. I'm going to do things until I'm out of money. But I absolutely need to give Indianapolis wood. And that wood is right here at Allen's Logging. Now, how would a sane person handle this? I think they'd have the passenger line going around the woodlands so that I can have a straight freight line down to Indianapolis. It seems like a bad idea to mix my freight and my passenger lines any more than need be. Then again, it shouldn't really matter, should it? The main thing is just don't pull freight through a city if you don't have to. That's what I'm thinking. Let's do the logs first because that's a big necessity. And your hunger for wood is enormous, and that's not a trivial distance to cover. Where are we going? That's the direction. Ooh, that's some contours, isn't it? It's not a lot of bridge, but it's still more bridge than I'd like. Can we minimize the bridging, please? Whoa. I said minimize the bridging. You're doing as much bridging as you can. That's not on. I guess I'll have to make do with that. That's what I'm talking about. The AI for dragging this out. It needs to very swiftly calculate the best route for this. And the longer you do, the many more calculations it has to figure out. And it's doing it flawlessly. Let me tell you about a game that couldn't do it flawlessly. It's called Transport Fever. I wanted to like that game because it's like a modern transport tycoon, but it couldn't handle it. I'm not saying the game itself was bad, but it could not perform. And you know how it is when you're playing a game and you're like, well, I want to enjoy this, but the performance is abhorrent. We call those games Rune Factory 5s. There's a lot of different examples I could have used there. We call those games Stellaris's. Trying to minimize the amount I spend on this bridge. What is this? Oh yeah, this is my my freight line. Which side do I want to use? You're already connected up to Toledo there, but not to Chicago. I might even want a Chicago to you line. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm going to double line everything. Now maybe you can make some big savings in this game by not double lining everything, but it just makes sense to me. In the tutorial they taught you to make bypasses. I don't buy it. In fact, I bypass it. Oh, sitting on that one for a while. Allen Logging to Indianapolis. Automatic, but please make sure that you are completely full. Save that, clone that, and probably even clone it again. I imagine that their hunger for wood is going to be pretty dang huge. That's something like 8 days, 8 weeks rather. That's a lot of demand for wood. Yeah, I'll believe it. Now away you go. Have you been enjoying Rune Factory 5? I haven't been able to keep up with the VODs. I've been enjoying it a lot. It's not as good as Rune Factory 4, but don't be dismayed by that. Nothing is as good as Rune Factory 4. Try as you may, you won't find anything that good. I do think I want to connect Indianapolis and Chicago, because now I have everything connected up that's needed, except perhaps Indianapolis to Louis with freight. What do you actually do anyway? Are you dedicated freight? I'm thinking I might have a mixed batch with a preference for freight that goes Indianapolis to Louisville. We'll just use a regular Dragoon with no bells or whistles. Indianapolis to Louis. I think automatic always prefers freight, so I'll just do that. It'll take a wee while for the wood to get flowing, but it will get flowing. I also wish to connect Rock Island. I think I'm connecting up damn near most of the things I can here, but it just makes sense to do so. Or to put it another way, why would I not? I got all this money, and the more things I set up, the more money I'm going to be making. The money flows richly in this game. Not even sure that's necessary. It's really just going to be a basic Chicago line rather than needing to switch this out. But I do like the ability to switch between the routes that they take in here, and it is going to need 2 stations regardless. How much can we cut this out? Ooh. Not liking that, are we? We're going to have to eat the contours. Which direction was this I was pulling? Ah, wrong side. No need to stress with knowing things ahead. This whole campaign kind of shows everything in order. The first ones were basics, then was joke about idea that ships would be better than trains. This scenario is about moving stuff around. The warehouses will come later. Okay. I mean, I'm definitely not feeling any need to stress anyway. I mean, imagine stressing. There we go, as ever. Signal it all the way up. The Queen's side of the road, that is. Not that way, sunshine. Can I turn them around this way? Change signal direction with that. Oh boy, it doesn't change all of them though. Uh-oh. How do I get rid of all the signals then? I'd rather not get rid of all of them. Any way to just get rid of all of them? Delete the track. Probably going to be faster than deleting all of these signals. Okay, note to self. When you place the signals, make absolutely sure you're doing them in the right way. Or else you'll be burning for that. Still, it's a quick thing to replace. There. And with that, I think a couple of trains going back and forth between Rocky Island and Chicago will be good. I could actually set up an industry in Rock Island if I so desired. Is there anything nearby that they could take brutal advantage of? It's my favorite kind of advantage to take. Salt. Can you turn salt into anything? What can salt be used for? What do you mean nothing? Then why is there even salt? Maybe salt is needed at a high population. Let's have a quick look over at old Louis here. Aha, 90,000. It's funny because salt is one of the things that people absolutely needed to live and still do. Still, play it your way. Oh man, there's St. Louis. I'm doing myself a disfavor by not connecting you up because you are probably a lot of money to bring into Louisville. You also produce meat and cloth. Everybody likes cloth, right? Yeah, these guys do. So I could have a freight and I could have a regular freight and an express. Trouble is, the freight train might slow down the express train. Not if the freight pulls out and goes into the warehouse. Yeah, because this warehouse could be made to accept meat and... do you want leathery goods? Alright, no, leather needs to be turned into leathery goods. I think. How does demand for leather go? No, it comes from 85,000 citizens. I see. Don't know then. Maybe they wouldn't take the leather. Okay, but what I'm thinking is a track that goes to Louisville, And also a separate track that hits up that warehouse. That would be nice. You're also going to want cotton. And dang, the cotton is right there. Oh man, Columbia to St. Louis to there. It's tantalizing. Too tantalizing to pass up, really. Let's get ourselves another lovely train station then. Jings, you know, this is the closest I've felt to Bob Ross since I did the Joy of Map painting with Trebizond. And let me tell you, I felt so much joy during all that. Very relaxing thing. I've actually been watching a fair chunk of Bob Ross lately. He's been on the Twitch streams. I mean, obviously he's long dead, but I imagine the PBS station, who I can only assume own the rights to the Joy of Painting, have seen it in their heart to stream, and it's just great. St. Louis is the gateway to the West, you know. Gotta jump in on that imperialism. Now, the Americans do love their imperialism, but we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to destroy the Union here. It's almost too good an opportunity to pass up. Slam down a maintenance building, slam down a supply tower, just right in the middle. Well, maybe not quite right in the middle, but somewhere like there. Make sure they're all going the Queen's way. And now I connected those up to the wrong side. I should have had them connect. No, I didn't. I did it the right way. Oh boy. I was thinking good there. Still though, new loco. You're going to get the dining car, the mail car, and St. Louis to Louis. Passengers, mail only, yes. Cloned, yes. And the clone has the order switched. Well, this is just fantastic. And you know what? I could still do more. I could connect you up to Rock Island and have them go back and forth, or I could get you this meaty freight. The opportunities are plentiful. The supply depot stops the multi-signaling. You're right, did I put in the supply depot first? I did. Oh, I did. There we go. Now I should make sure that everything is properly working and signaled. It all looks pretty good to me. Can be hard to see when zoomed out. Also, this game doesn't do zooming out quite as well as I'd like it. This only zooms out about half as much as I'd like. I want to get a proper overview. In Patrician 4, you could zoom out and see the entire Hansa. Well, maybe if you skimp a little bit on the UK, but doesn't everybody? In this one, you know, you can at best get about 1/8 of the map. That's not very good. When I play games like this, I want to have that feeling that you have when you have a globe and you put your hands around it and you go, ha, ha, ha. But I can't, so what's a man to do? Okay, I think I'll leave myself with a little bit of spending money. I'm also going to save because I did a whole lot there. And I don't want to undo it somehow. And we'll finally unpause. Gives me a bunch of stuff like waiting to be activated, but I think that's because I set up multiple trains of the same route, so they're waiting for the first one to dispatch. So you, for example, out you trot. Now what's all that you've got? Why are you bringing meat? Oh, that's right, because I told you could be a mixed bag, didn't I? And you're also stocking up with meat, but what I'm far more interested in are the mail and passenger trains that I set up. You are such a train here, Indianapolis to Louisville. You've got the dining car and you've got the mail car. So that means that instead of up to 8 loads of passengers, you've only got 6. That might be a pain, but they also get 20% more money than that. The eagle-eared, eyed and brained among you will know that 120% of 6 is still less than 8. But the thing is, passengers are a limited resource. I'd rather grab all of them, including the mail, and squeeze out every penny I have from each and every one of them. That should prove to be more profitable. I think there's some signals missing north of Louisville. Really? Oh, sure enough, this is missing. And that goes up to here. Interesting. Well then. There you go. Yeah, you were waiting for track clearance, and there was no signals to give you that. Thanks for that. It could be that there are others, so I will check any other warning signs that there are. Waiting for track clearance? Well, you're about to get it, so no need for you to worry. What about you? You're just waiting to be active. Those two should be fine. Greetings, Jake. How goes the railroading? I want this railroading pumped directly into my veins. It's a lot of fun. So, with all this stuff coming into Louisville, I should be able to make the weapons nice and easy. Oh, lovely 17.5 grand coming in. And what about you? You're bringing in the mail and the passengers, which, again, should give me the extra dough because of our glorious mail cars. That's a little disheartening, though. You didn't bring out that many passengers or mail on the way back. But at least you brought some, and I get 20% more off of it. The sugar for Louis. I'm left wondering if the sugar shouldn't branch off to come to here just to not clog up Louisville too much. But since Louisville is a large train station, it should be very fast at loading and unloading. And on top of that, because it's got the signaling thing, it can service up to 4 at once. So it shouldn't be a problem. I'll tell you what's not a problem. All this moolah that I'm making. Oh boy, I should be spending it on something. Part of me really wants to try out the stocks and shares thingamajigger. Where's that? Company, banking activities. Raw materials are actually really cheap right now for whatever reason. So what if I were to buy, say, 100 shares of them? The food is trending down a bit. You know what? Well, let's take a chance on the stock market then. In real life, I hate playing the stock market, but in a game like this, it tantalizes me. Buy the dip. It's only the dip if it bounces back up. I'm certain there are all sorts of hilarious memes about buying and selling stock. I'm not privy to them, but I bet they're very funny. Well, there is one I've heard of about this guy with a giant chin saying "Dompit." I'm sure that's very funny. Okay, Columbia and Cotton. Both of you would work very well with St. Louis. Smear first, buy second. Right, how about we get ourselves a regular train station, 2 tracks and signaling control, and we link that up to St. Louis. Plenty of stuff over here. You could definitely make a hub around here for all this stuff, but I'll consider that down the line. For now, there are always more trains to be made. Alright, Columbia. I'll set you up right here. I think I'll take the bottom of your ones here. Don't eat contours if you don't have to, but I do need to bridge over this at immense personal cost. 28% incline, that's... okay, let's do away with you. Oh man, could we not just earthwork a bit more? There we go. No, you don't like that. Well, what do you like? That is a hell of a lot of bridge. Actually, I shouldn't worry about it too much because... well, the incline, I mean. Wait, 199%. Wait, what the heck's going on there? Alright, abort, try again. That is so much money to be spent on bridging. But it might be better to just pay the one off. Rather than have all my trains slow down all the time. Oh, there's a lot I don't like about this. Oh well, too bad, it's being done. Get that parallel bonus. The second track costs nowhere near as much. Oh, but goodbye money. That's alright though, we just unpause and actually we do something even better. We go to the bank. Hello bank, give me a lot of money. Thank you. It's wonderful the way that works. This game's got a really, really good loan system. I mean, it's nice and simplistic, but it works the way a loan in this sort of situation really should. Which is to say, to my advantage. Oh, it'd be kind of cool to have it here. Kind of bad as well, but okay, I guess you can't put it on a bridge. Alright, well, I'll shove it there then. I also need a little train station here. Ooh, it's ill-placed. Which is to say, you are ill-placed. I'm going to have to change you. I'll get myself a wee train station right here. I've had people laughing at me for my use of we. What's so funny about it? There we go. Probably jealousy from not having such a similarly fruitful language. Alright, how are you going to work for me? The answer is very well. I'm getting better at linking these things up. A whole lot better. I'm happy with that. Let's just make sure that we have signaling for them so they always have permission to do everything they need to do. And let's get those lovely trains courtesy of the bank. By the way, can I hire anyone yet? What a shame. Get ourselves a lovely express train that goes from Colombia to St. Louis. Just the one should be fine as long as it's passengers and mail only. And also another brand new train, the Dragoon. And you just go here to here, bringing us all the cotton that you can. Make sure you are completely full of it, please. I love your use of we. We just means a small amount. The funny thing is when it's mixed in with other quite Scottish words. So when I'm having a whiskey and I want a little bit of water, I'll say I'll have just a wee scoosh, please. And the Swedes, oh, how they look back. A what? I'll have a wee scoosh. They don't know. They don't understand. Alright, Des Moines. I'm thinking I'd like a terminal station here. Terminal with signaling control? Oh, but that's very expensive. Difference is you can get the 4 tracks in here, no bother. But I'll pass on that, because it doesn't seem to offer me any advantages to just slamming down a cheaper station like so. And I shall connect you up with Rocky Island. Taking the right here. There you go, go. Swedes not even speaking Scottish, how embarrassing. Well, they do now. Alright, lovely jubbly. Get the signaling going. Get a supply tower going. I can totally see how this would seem really arduous, repetitive, all the other sorts of bad words for doing something over and over. But, you know, I'm someone that can play tons of Rune Factory, so this is no big deal for me. Tempted to give Des Moines some kind of industry, but what's available? Milk, veggies, salt. Can you do anything with maize? No, I'm surprised they can't make their own maize beer. I'm sure that's a real thing. I don't drink beer, so I'd be hard-pressed to say with authority, but it just seems right. Go between these places. Passenger and mail only should be fine. And just one of them should be fine as well. Or will it? I don't know. It's hard to get a good eyeball on the number here. Corn liquor is mean. Mean in the sense of good. Des Moines is probably also going to want some... Wow, they don't even want veggies. But the corn is already supplied to them. It doesn't seem like a big deal to bring this stuff over to them since they can already get it that way. Alright, well, there we go. I took out a big loan to make this stuff happen. So now the money should really be flowing in, and if Louisville gets the supplies they need, they've got the coal, they've got the lumber, they've got the everything going for it. I just need them to produce one bleeding weapon. Come on, how hard is it for an American to make a gun?
You now own a weapons factory. You will now be able to intervene in the battles, indirectly at least. Remember to expand the factory, if necessary, to increase its production.
The more worrying thing is the thought of Cleveland growing. Cleveland, dangerously close to Canada, isn't it? Alright, what else is that? Oh, livestock near Columbia. Oh, owning livestock would be really cool, and that seems nice and cheap. Gotta be done. Marvin Branagh is having it. I'm starting to think that just buying these things out is a good move altogether. I mean, 155 for a place seems real good. How much would it cost me to buy this place? Whew, 200 grand. 266 grand. I mean, jings malings. Whereas I could bring that meat over to, well, just about anywhere really, but warehouse overfilled with meat? How can this be? Wait, how can you be overfilled? I don't even think I bring St. Louis any meat here. No, I don't. I just really tanked up with meat. And anyway, I own this now. I don't know if there are ongoing costs from owning such things, but I could set myself up another meat industry here. Bring the meat over and... yeah, screw it, I don't care that much. But I do own this now. $60,000 in Louisville. Now that should be easy, although I'm not bringing you everything you need right now, am I? No, they want more beer and meat, which surprises me because meat is produced in St. Louis. Are you telling me that I don't have a... Oh, you're both express, aren't you? Yeah, because I never actually did link you up here to bring the meat over to Warehouse 1. So here's the question. Also, here's another question. Do I have express status on these things or not? And if I don't, why not? Suitability as an express train is quite low, which is surprising to me because it's very direct and it's the fastest train around. Right. Well, the Roger American would be faster. And when I do get access to you, I rather think I will be replacing all my express trains with that. Man, that is fast. If you need to cross your dedicated freight and express lines, you can do it in an under-over bypass. On flat land, I managed to get a 7% incline. Oh, I'm not sure I care that much about it. It needs to complete its route twice. Okay. Well, I could certainly do another line out here. I could even give St. Louis a warehouse of their own, since warehouses do seem to be quite useful. And that means I could bring this wooden ranch over here, and if St. Louis keeps getting loads of meat, then I could even expand their cattle work and pump out more meat. The thing is, demand for meat isn't sky high. Alternatively, I could build another express train. It doesn't have that much power, but if I made it pull freight, it might... No, I should definitely keep them segregated. Come on, segregation's the American way. Warehouse to warehouse is starting to make a bit more sense. I'll just give you a wee warehouse here. Ooh, might have to thread a needle here at some point. Oh no. Well, can't say for sure just yet, but I'm still going to build this, and if I'm a little short on money, my good friend the bank will help me out. Thank you. That's going to make me more money than it's costing, so don't worry about it. I know I don't. Right. If you also have a service thing, I could benefit from that. Yeah, I rather think I will. Let's be friends. No parallel bonus. Oh wow, it doesn't even let me do parallel. That is sketchy, game. Real sketchy. Thought we were friends. But that should be able to... Huh? Doesn't like that. But it does like that. Can I do this? There we go, good. That will extend out. I wonder how many stations it extends out by. Okay, was that it? Did I connect the correct side to the correct side? Probably. Just have it and keep going. All the money I spend on this stuff. Oh, that's me spent the bank's loan, but that's okay. It also means that stuff that I'm storing in this warehouse, like milk and crap, can also go to Louis, who probably also wants milk at some point. Oh, they do? Well, how about that? Well, that being the case, let's get ourselves a dragoon, and you'll go from here to here, automatically back and forth, and I'm even going to clone you. Yeah, sure, just get on with it. Oh, it also helps if I signal them up. Also, that only covered one side of it. There we go. I'm guessing this isn't the OST for the game. It is absolutely the OST for the game. It's a peculiar OST, but at least it's playing the music. Patrician 4 had a real problem with... What are you doing? Oh, that's a problem. Right, you're meant to actually hold the meat. And that maximum, please. Also, does this warehouse have a facility for treating things? Yeah, it has a maintenance building, so I'm not going to build another one over there. Right, how do I reset the trains? Manage the train, delete the train. Manage the train. Delete the train? Does that mean that the lines still exist or not? No, it means the lines are gone, right, and I have to make a new one. And unfortunately, I think I got a full refund on it, so I'm not too fussed about it. Woo woo indeed. Now I'm wondering how this is going to work. Are you going to take everything from one side to the other? I don't know about that. This could get complex. Oh well, doesn't matter, does it? Well, one thing is, this warehouse might well be set to... Oh, here's a thought. You're not going to take the milk and stuff over unless I have you set to take it. They're probably going to want milk and corn over here. Oh well, let's expand then. Oh. Take some corn. Take some milk. You got anything else they might be interested in? That's a no. I don't have a good feel for what these should be set at, but I'll keep it default here for now. You still didn't take anything though. Is that because this guy isn't set up for meat or for fabrics? There we go. I just max everything. Note about warehouse settings, so they actually move stuff, or they'll just go back and forth without a reason. I can relate to that. So what do I do with you then? Maybe I could just get rid of the train again. Bye-bye, train. Alright, is this other one actually going to take anything then? I did set one up, right? Oh, right, no, I didn't clone it. Alright, third time a charm. Dragon for freight. Man, I made you a big expensive line for this. I've got to make it work. You go from here to here and back again, and it's automatic. Now tell me it actually takes stuff. Oh, good, 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 good. It's bringing all those cloths and things. Now, whether or not they want all that cloth is irrelevant. Louis makes cloth, so they'll always have it on hand, probably. And we're finally bringing some meat to the party. Good. Alright, seems fine to me. Now, I don't think I'm going to make any money on bringing the goods to this warehouse, but I can't say for certain. I should watch it and see what happens. It seems bizarre, though. Why can't I have more trains going along with parallel bridges? Seems like a big load of work to make a second identical bridge. Right, there's not been nearly enough. Not been nearly enough riding alongside the train here. This is all kinds of satisfying. I think I finally get why some people like to have their model railways in their basements, but I could never fork out that kind of dough or space for it. Chew, freaking chew. Ah, just the sound of that chugga 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 chugga. It's really rather pleasant. Yeah, the warehouses next to cities I do expect to sell their goods, but I don't think... Oh, well, no, you dropped stuff off for sheer profit there. Maybe it immediately took to the city what they want, or what the city demands, at least. Now, you made a passive $2,000 there, though. Tonk, 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 tonk. Good. Oh, I do like all this money coming in. I also like this idea of getting myself an engineer. I should just be buying all these guys. Where I put them, though? Well, there must be a way to... What's your problem? Missing operational supplies? It seems quite likely that I would have missed putting in supply depots along some ways. And this appears to be it. Alright. It's a good thing it gives you that, that reminder. Imagine if it didn't. How much of a pain that would be. A lot of a pain. Right. Something I need to find is a list of trains. That is not it. That is also not it. Still not it. Nope. Train list. That's exactly what I was asking for. How convenient. Now, I would like to sort you by balance. Balance isn't right. I want to sort by income, but I can only assume that's what you mean. Right, the Des Moines to Rock Island seems to be making the big crazy money for reasons I cannot understand. That really doesn't make much sense to me. But if you make money... Oh, well, that'll be why. You're an express train. Congratulations, if you do good performance, you win good prizes. Here's your very own engineer. Maximum speed increased by 5%. If you're already an express train, why would I want even faster anything out of you? Surely I'd want faster on people that are close to achieving such a status like Toledo to Louisiana. Well, you win. You can, oh god, you barely pull anything. You pull the good stuff. Here you go. I wasn't really sold on this to begin with, this whole personnel thing. But now I feel like it does offer a really nice element of modification for your setups here. You had the captains in Patrician, but it wasn't the same. It was far from the same. It's alright, they'll fix their breakdown and head on back, no problem, probably. They're all slowing down, but they'll speed up once they get their supply tower going. Speaking of going, that money of mine is going places. To the moon, I'd even say. So maybe I could... Oh, what do we have here? The farm. A farm near Memphis. I really wish it didn't lock the camera. I can't really figure out what's going on here. It's a sugar business over here. Decent, but I'll pass. I am making all that sweet, very little money off of Thomas's breeding, at least. It is a little tempting to set up a meat factory here just so I could get the money from these going to each other. But that meat has to go somewhere, and I'm not convinced it would go anywhere good right now. Right, this place. I'm going to connect you up with Columbia whether you like it or not. And oh, well, no, I guess I'm not then. You're locked out. Does that mean I've connected up every available city? Looks like it. Yeah, that seems like good news. Swell. So all I really need to do is fire up. Power of locomotives, maintenance for locomotives, cabooses? Ugh, screw the caboose. Increases the time passengers wait for trains. Transportation fee per... Oh, I already have that, of course. Sure, give me more money for freight. But again, that didn't count as an innovation, did it? Not for you, at least. You're still 3 out of 6. I should focus on this side so that I can get myself the Rogers American. Because I want that Rogers American. Okay, this guy's going to stop off and grab some much-needed supplies. The meat historically went to Chicago. Is this represented in-game? Alright, Chicago. Well, there's a meat place here. Random breakdowns, not a deal. Oh, I imagine when you have a lot of trains going, those random breakdowns become painful. Chicago does produce meat for export. So does Toledo. I don't supply them with meat, however. Could supply Chicago with all these cows. Oh, what did I get, by the way? A butch shoemaker reduces the cost of successful auctions. Oh, I like that. I'll have myself an accountant then. Get somebody in the main office. Did you do a paused buyout from the get-go? It's not possible in this mission for 2 reasons. Firstly, his company value is way more than I could ever dream to afford, and secondly, it just says, nah, you can't do this, so too bad for me. Well, it feels good having all this money come in. Low operate... I thought I already... No, I deleted it but didn't put it back in. Let's have you back in then, right there. Ever played Knights of Honor? So there's a sequel. I don't think so. The name's not ringing any bells for me. Oh, it's nice just seeing that money generally come on in, and it's really nice having everywhere connected up. Not all the businesses, though. That's a bit of a downside of what I have set up here. And I'm a little worried that Louisville's not growing enough. Oh, well, worry no more. They're getting tons of fulfillment, probably because I'm bringing them... Well, I thought it was because I was bringing them meat now, but I'm not. They're lacking meat and beer. You telling me that Cleveland's beer isn't going there? You have a lot of beer ready for export. What do I do? Do I use this for... Yeah, that beer's got to go down there. Alright, I'll just make a new train, new locomotive, a dragoon. And you're going to go from Clevo to Louisville. And I want you to take... Really, I just want you to take freight, but if there are people that want to go, why would I deny them? No, I could say, I do want you to only take... No, if I mess it up, it'll mess up big time. Alright, go automatic. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. If Louisville gets their beer, that's going to really improve their overall quality of life. Could do with some vegetables. Get some veggies in their diet. Oh my god, I've had these veggies this whole time. I could even give them another warehouse to launch in those veggies. Could I build a second warehouse down there? I believe you can hook up as many warehouses as you like, but I see the game is not so happy with that. Ah, a bigger warehouse will have bigger range. I could cross them over like that. Oh, I'm gonna regret how I built that other warehouse. I should have built it closer so it's not gonna get in my way like this. It's also not a big deal. Like, it's really not a big deal, because this isn't exactly a scenario I'm going to play forever. Now, if this were my perfect Hansa setup, I'd be a bit torn up by that. But me, I'm not going to worry so much. I'm just going to get my veggies over to Louisville using the main train route. So, make a new small train station, and we don't worry. Madison Estate. Oh, Madison. Interesting curvature here. Yeah, I made a mistake on that one. But it's a mistake that I can unmake. Bring you over like so, and then... Yeah, no, this went in strangely for me, didn't it? Right, get rid of you and start again. The mistake I made, as I often can make, was making the tighter turn after. I should make the tighter turn first, and just bring them back together. Great, make sure they're well signaled, the Queen's way. And you should already have a supply tower around here. Should already have a supply tower around here. Where's the supply tower? Oh well. Enjoy your other supply tower then. I'm certain I made one, but I'm not seeing it. Wonder if you can see them at this point. Oh yeah, they show up like that. Yeah, how about that? Swell, but irrelevant. New Dragoon. Let's get going. Although I should probably say that in the Mason Estate, you should always take the maximum amount of veggies. You can prioritize beer, but leave it automatic. That way, if beer demand is satisfied, it will pick up whatever else is needed. Well, as it happens... They're not taking any bleeding beer. Why? Why? You're also the Dragoon. That's because you're Toledo to Cleveland. That's not a problem. Is that because... Does that mean that Toledo doesn't actually need any beer right now? Oh, they are stacked up with beer. So what I should have been looking at is the Cleveland to Louisville, which is here, and it's full of beer. Also, new personnel to be had. I want myself a chief engineer. What does he do? Profit for transportation of mail? Yeah, sure, give me that. What else can I have? Oh wait, no, you were a conductor. You were the chief engineer. A moody sod. Well, they seem to get on well together. What will you do? All construction sites reduced? Yeah, sure, I'll take you. And an inventor. 100 innovation points. That is probably always worth buying. If I had to guess, and I do have to guess. We like this beer running operation, don't we? We like it so much that it can have itself a conductor. He's in gold, so he must be like a high level. No, he's level 1. Wait, transportation of mail increase? Yeah, no thank you. Where's my... where's my express? Okay, where's my balance one? St. Louis. You produce... You bring the mail, don't you? So here you go. You have a conductor. Did that not confirm? Ah, that's what I have to do. Assign. Okay, good, good. It all looks very good, and it's going to look even better in a few weeks when Louisville hits 60k. It is going up, right? 587. 58715. They need a bit more goods to be happier, but they'll get that beer. In fact, I think they're actively getting that beer. They still don't get the meat, though. Why don't they get the meat? I've got St. Louis right here, bringing, hopefully, meat over to this warehouse. And yet the warehouse looks suspiciously low on meat. That's... well, I got 2 of them, even. Ah, there you go. There's the meat. It's just that they're bringing oodles of cloth first. Cloth that Louis does consume, right? Yeah, okay, great. Interest due. Ah, not interested in that. Still want this, but I need more innovations, so what should I have? Maintenance requirements down. Power. I do like power, so let's have some power. I don't care about the caboose. I don't. I do like having lower maintenance as well. And another one, and I can get myself the Roger. Whew. I think the stretch northeast from Louis is still unsignaled. That looks pretty signaled. That looks pretty signaled. Oh, that all looks pretty signaled to me. Unless you mean the other Louis. It all looks very signaled to me. Oh, livestock. Well, that's down in the south. I can't even have the south. I don't already have my own livestock place. I'm just barely using it. Even though I really should. I bet St. Columbia could gobble that stuff up. Their demand for cattle is enormous, and shipping cattle from my own place to St. Louis is good for me. It's very good, in fact, because I can stack it up in this warehouse. Alright, this warehouse is now accepting cattle, maximum cattle. It's a shame that shift clicking doesn't work there, but woe is me. Now, do I own that cattle operation in St. Louis? I don't, but imagine if I did. Yeah, I'm imagining if I did. Give me that. Ooh, okay, this could be a little awkward, and by a little I mean very. Think we could weave through that, or should we go over... Ugh, whichever way you cut it, it's unpleasant. Ah well. Nobody said it would be easy. In fact, they might have implied quite the opposite. Alright, I'll take it. At insane prices. And a wee train station here. Single lining really is a fool's errand, isn't it? By double lining, I'm just getting rid of all the problems. Every last one of them. Signal the whole shebang up. The Queen's Way, of course. And supply them right there in the middle in no man's land. Great. And I am going to set up probably 3 dragoons for this, because I can imagine it's going to need them. Thomas is breeding. Over to this warehouse. Make sure you're fully stocked in Thomas's breeding. And do it. And clone it. And clone it. Plenty of cattle to be brought out, plenty of production. How long's the line? It's going to take them almost 10 weeks to do it. And I could expand this industry, so you do even more meat. The trouble is that meat might not actually go anywhere. Look at all that meat you have for export that you're not exporting. But you know, Colombia's going to need meat. Everyone needs meat. These are Americans we're talking about. So if I just make myself another little dragoon that goes from Louis to Colombia and does whatever the heck it wants, preferably meat. Wait, is there already such a line? Well, there is, but this one could be told to prioritize the meat. Wrong one, that's Johnson's farm. Wait, I only have... oh no, that is Columbia, St. Louis. Okay. Well, the new one that I'm making... Did I actually end up buying that train? God, I've lost myself. New locomotive, a dragoon that goes from Louis to Columbia. And in Louis, the priority is meat. Everything else, who cares?
Damn it, it has happened. War. Now we can only hope that the flames of war do not blaze up into the north, and we will do something about it.
What are we going to do about it? Ah, right, here's the other one. It's being loaded with meat. I ended up making 2. I didn't actually want 2. I'm just going to delete that train then. Just 1 bringing meat over to here, and whatever Colombia does back, I'll be fine. Does Colombia do anything? Of course it doesn't. But I could make it do something. It's just I can't see anything around here worth my time for that. Well, you know, there's grain right there. If I made you produce beer... Oh, Des Moines already produces beer. Did I make you produce beer? No, that isn't mine. But I could bring that grain up to Des Moines for decent dosh and the production of beer. Both sound good. Also, I could buy that business. I won't, but it's good to know that I can do such things. Oh, I probably have new objectives now. No, it's just that I'm almost at that. A creative stoker. Increases reliability of a train. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll buy it. But I'm going to continue building as many stations as one can reasonably do. Because it's money. Yeah. Oh, that's a big bridge. Can we have less bridge, please? Yeah, there we go. I should do the inner one first, but both seem like they work, so I'm not going to sweat it. That's a lot of money to spend on one, on just one feeder, feeding a bit of grain into some backwater place, but it's probably worth it. Oh, this might be a little tricky. Yeah, I don't have enough space to merge these things. So, I'm going to get rid of you. I'm gonna bring this as close as I can and hope that I have enough space. And hope is all I needed. There we go. Glorious. Let's get ourselves another dragon. I'm kind of sad that this map is going to die. Oh, right, one other thing. Whenever I do this, I should really make sure that they fill up fully. The sadness is that because this is a campaign, this will be done eventually, and then everything I built up we'll never see the long-term effects of. Whereas in the Perfect Hansa setup, or any normal game of Patrician 4,
Thanks to the expansion,
does go on
Louisville has
forever.
reached a considerable size. This has made the city a strategically important point in the war, as goods can be delivered efficiently to the front line from here.
Jonathan Johnson's the name, and I have my eye on you. Don't ever dare set foot or tracks in the South. This is my territory, and I'll deal with the network myself.
The president is satisfied. We've driven back the Confederate troops. Now we need to advance, and for that, we need to be able to deliver supplies. Your task now is to expand the rail network into the South as quickly as possible. Incorporate the existing lines into it. Tennessee is strategically crucial for the further course of the war. We've established military camps in Nashville and Memphis. Deliver weapons to them, and do so as quickly as you can.
Any sense of urgency seems to be gone when he's like, do it quickly, but just as quickly as you can. No need to stress yourself about it. Is there anything going on here that will break down bad condition? Ooh, did I not build any maintenance buildings around here? I should probably just make sure I have those all over the place. In cities, that is. I don't care about the non-cities. There you go. I hope the government's willing to give me a bailout over all this. That looks like no. However, they have given me access to all these places, and I have an idea for that. What's my new task list anyway? 12 loads of weapons to towns. Any towns will do. Now that's strange. Does that mean that Nashville suddenly has demand for weapons for some reason? Yes, actually, quite a bit. That should be easy to do. What's not so easy is it's going to be crossing over these lines here, but I could probably make that happen anyway. Probably, he says. There's Nashville, here's Louisville. The warehouse doesn't store weapons, but I could probably just have a general route south that connects up with you. They could split down over to here and feed Memphis and Nashville. That makes sense to me, but I'm still a little saddened by it. I wish I had another warehouse line that I could squeeze in. Oh well, I certainly don't have the money for it, but I know what I do have the money for. Telling Memphis and Nashville to go screw themselves. Bye-bye. Now we get the sad music playing because I'm just tearing down what little infrastructure these American cities had. So why am I tearing it all down? Well, I get the money for it and I get to do it however I want. I don't think that... well, I rather think I can do it a little bit better than it's been sorted out here. I'm making almost all the money back from tearing this stuff down anyway. The question is how I fold you in here. I don't like this 90-degree turn in the top left. What, you mean this? It's not a 90-degree turn. Although that's probably tighter than most trains could ever reasonably do. Depends on the scaling, I suppose. And thanks to tearing all that stuff down, I've got a cool 1 million. Now, what I really want to do is see if I can squeeze in this extra warehouse. Again, I made the mistake here. I put that warehouse way too close. And it just doesn't quite want me to get another one in there. Yeah, mistakes were made. Mistakes were definitely made with this setup. Oh, perhaps not. Perhaps not. How about... Oh my days, this is just not... Hold on, control. How about that? Now I have another warehouse, and I can tell this to be the freight warehouse. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Costs a lot of money, sure, but what doesn't? Now I can have a train signal control train station in Nashville, connect it up to Louisville using the normal route, as normal as these routes can get. And connect you up to Memphis. Sure. I don't like the direction you're poking out from here, though. Wonder if I could just make a terminal instead. Well, the terminal's more expensive, so never mind that. Still don't like what I've got going on here, though. But we'll make do. So this is now Nashville. Nashville and Memphis should probably be connected up anyway, because they can just do a nice back and forth with mail and stuff. Ah, of course, they're not going to let me do additional pylons yet. That's okay, though. I'll just go and tightly connect you up. Jeez, that doesn't seem optimal. Could I bring you down a bit to try to lower the amount of bridge I'm doing? And then sure, there's going to be an incline, but there will always be inclines. Now this is where things get a little tricky. Perhaps not. You seem to be alright at connecting up here. What saves me the most money? Bringing you in as tight as possible? Then tight we go. You there. Continue to bring you along here. Get big old discount on the bridge building aspect. And make sure that I connect you up to the correct part of the road. Now this is where things could get a little hairy. Yeah, they don't like that, do they? No, what if I got rid of you and just told you to connect in here? No, this is awkward. But it can probably be fixed. Just don't accidentally delete the whole thing, and we'll be okay. Don't accidentally delete the whole thing, and we'll be okay. One part of that was clearly lost on me. Ah, shoot. Oh well, doesn't really matter that much, does it? Just go from there to there, and we're hunky-dory. And then reconnect. There's a lot I don't trust about this. Yeah, this being one big part of it. Oh, it doesn't like this at all. And on top of that, I deleted a whole chunk of track. I need to think about this one, evidently. Now I had a perfectly good functional railway part here, so let's not muck that thing up entirely. Let's also make sure that the signaling is working a-okay. Fit is my problem here. Just cross the whole thing and join it from the other side. Yeah, but that's going to be expensive on the bridging. But it does work. Well, it will work, I imagine. Which side is this anyway? I think I'd need to connect you up to the likes of that. So I could do something like this. Of course I didn't leave myself with a tighter one, but I could do it like so. Oh, no, there we go. Not sure I particularly like that, but it does connect them up with Memphis. Gotta be a better way to do it, but you know, it works. And if it works, it can't be that bad. Looks cool at least. There we go. Someone understands. Give them the supply tower. Nashville shouldn't need a maintenance station, but I'll give it to one anyway. And now they need guns. So I'm actually just going to give them 2 dragoons. Louisville, Nashville. The priority is guns. Anything else is fine. Make it so, and clone it. Yeah, that'd be okay. I'm keen to see how it handles this. You're the train leaving right now, aren't you? Yeah, oh boy, that's a lot of guns for Nashville. Also, I got tons of personnel. What's up with that? I'm not sure I care about getting this many. 5% increase in freight prices does sound pretty damn good. But I don't know, I feel like microing personnel, as amazing as that is, feels wasted on a scenario. I'd rather save that for the big play. Now office personnel, that's definitely good, and freelancers also definitely good. Can I click these off so they don't show up as new? Good, there we go, just get rid of them. Now I'm here to watch this train in action now, let's go.
Battles are raging south of Louisville. We have to push back the Confederate troops. Until that happens, you won't be able to expand the rail network in that direction.
Everyone's got problems, man. Ooh, increase the number of packages in each city. Yep, give me that. Otherwise, get out of my way. Also, who was this? It pinged up saying who, but I must have missed it. Ah, just another nobody. Interrupting my train time, come on. Alright, up we go. Oh man, Tyrion wishes he could drive trains like this. Shaky, you can also auto-hire and assign what? How? Where? Is it hire all train staff? You should all available needed trains be hired automatically. Ooh. 1 staff member will be assigned to a train. That doesn't seem right. It doesn't check for conflict. Oh, why didn't you say that? Conflicts are a real pain in the butt. Oh well. It did actually assign those people, right? It says assign, 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 but it doesn't say reassign. I'm sure it's okay. Just do it manually, because that's silly. Yeah, well, I've already hired them now. They have their roots above their names. Okay, well, if I find that there's a conflict, I'll just pull out the conflicting individuals. So, this should be really easy for getting the weapons brought in. We have a lot of weapons here, and we have even more weapons here. My question is, how's the weapon production going? I own this company. Raw materials available are lots, and you don't produce enough, so we are actually going to expand the industry. for a lot of money, but we'll do it anyway, because this is America, and we wouldn't have it any other way. By the way, can I get another loan? Damn banks trying to keep me down. Nashville produces beer. Not a lot of wheat to be had around here. I do wish you could change stations from normal to signal without deleting them, perhaps, but it's just encouraging me to start them out as signal stations.
Even if we are in the midst of the turmoil of war, we cannot forget that it will one day be over. And then we will work together with the southern states and be a whole once again. Our president will do it. Of that, I'm sure.
Alright, one more loop of that, and we should be good to go. How many weapons for export? All the weapons we need. So this is rather nice, and the money is flowing in like nobody's business. It does make me want to expand a bit more, but it also doesn't, because again, the expansion is too short-lived. This scenario will be over, and then what's the point in bringing this milk over to wherever milk is wanted? Louis, do you want milk? They do, but they also have milk, so bleh to that. Doodle-doo-doo.
When the war broke out, there was no time to lose. Shortly before that, I had opened my own bank in Philadelphia, and so important politicians leapt right at me to finance the war with treasury notes. Now it is said that he who buys treasury notes proves he is a true patriot. 2,500 workers are in my service, selling them throughout the land. This is also my service to our country.
You're a real piece of work. You can bid for something, but the thing is my guy can already bid on anything, so I don't think buying an auctioneer is good for me. Now this is good for me. Connection bonus. That's free money. Actually, I want to test this out. Can I just make it free money? If I make a wee train station here, and I just connect you up to here like I don't even care, and I don't care. There. Nice, thank you. By the way, you guys are on your own. Well, that is cheap as hell. But that was a lot of money for nothing. They should have read the fine print. I made this warehouse. Why did I make this warehouse? I don't need this warehouse. Give me that back. I had ideas for it, but the idea is I'm happy enough just having a regular track go around here. Station Master. A dominant Station Master. Well, this all sounds very good. The streamline work processing, all... oh, well, that is good. I'll have you then. The office seem good because they're global bonuses. And they don't seem to cost much at all. Now, I do want to connect up Memphis. I don't know if we're going to have any tasks for Memphis, but connect them I shall. But I would like to keep it segregated from this route of freight and passengers, and just have an express route between the two of them. That can't be too much to ask, and if I get my way down here, then I might be able to go over to Fayetteville. Man, I'm gonna take over the South like nobody's business. I'd rather be playing as the South and kind of turn history around here, but I guess that's too much to ask. Wait, maintenance station is its own thing? Trains can be serviced and refueled. Trains will stop here automatically when necessary. Maintenance station can be constructed here. Well, why would you ever take that? Maybe on really long routes that can be desirable. You know, Jake, Memphis makes clothing and you have fabrics to sell. Yeah, but the fabrics are all the way over here. Is that really what we want? It's not really what I want. Okay, keep it simple. Just, oh whoa, before I do something crazy. We'll zoom out and try and anchor our decisions in real life. There we go. You know, I bet these two could be serviced nicely by not one but two. locos. With dining cars and mail cars. Dit to dot. Master's mail only. Duplicated. And reversed. Go. Naturally, you're going to need supplies. I think I'd put supplies on this one, but now I'm not so sure. Yeah, there it is. Supply tower. Groovy. Very groovy. Will Jake notice the small rails that he can delete for money? I did notice them. I did indeed notice them. Not a lot of money, but money is still money. Do either of these places particularly want milk? 40,000 civvies for milk. Yeah, great point. I completely missed the signals. Do it the Queen's way. It segregates the lines. But there we go. Got them on both sides. I signaled this, right? Oh, apparently not. Not enough, at least. There we go. And other side of the... There we go. Oh, no, I didn't do you, did I? There we go. Oh yeah, no, I would pass on the Victoria 2 there, Lemurker. Victoria 2 and I did not get on well. I wish I could get a better overview of how my express lines are. Do I have that many? I mean, you're an express line, Columbia St. Louis, which probably gives us more money, but I'd like to get a better idea of what these are worth. I mean, okay, you've got these things, but how much money are you getting for them? Oh, I can check for conflicts here, can't I? Yeah, you two are unhappy, so I'm just gonna fire you. And, you've got no tasks, I'm just gonna shove you over there without thinking about it. Was that a security guard on an express train? No, no, you're an anything train. That's fine then. Okay, not only are there no conflicts, there's actually a bit of happiness going on here. Now, what does happiness give them? I don't know. Oh well, I'll take it. Also, low operation. Didn't I give you guys something to drink here? Evidently not. Seems so easy to forget to add those. Imagine a train running with no water, though. How does it even operate? And you're in bad condition, telling me that this warehouse needs a maintenance building. Get a bucket, draw from the local water source. Yes, the local water source. I meant to just wring it out of the leaves? Or just get all the workers to spit in a bucket. A dynamic conductor and a crafty security. Yeah, I'm just going to give that a big pass for a while. I'm not passing up on the money, though. The money's coming in like nobody's business. That I like a lot. Surprised we haven't supplied those weapons yet. I can only assume that we're about to. Yeah, there we go. All the guns that Nashville could ever need.
Knoxville and Jackson can now be reached. Connect them to your rail network as quickly as possible and deliver weapons to the cities. It won't be long now until the fighting flares up there.
Okie
There are now
dokie.
also induction stations in Chicago, St. Louis, and Columbia. For this reason, the number of passengers to Knoxville and Jackson has increased. Make sure they all arrive on time.
Transport a total of 2,000 passengers, deliver loads of weapons to Knoxville and Jacksonville. Knoxville and Jacksonville. I know where those places are. There's Jackson, which I can only assume is Jacksonville. Where's the other one? Oh, there's Knoxville. Well, that is awkward, isn't it? I have options for getting here, but do I like any of them? Not sure I do. I hate to say this, but I might actually just go through Nashville. No, I have options for that as well, because I can expand you, ka-ching, and now suddenly going through you isn't a big deal, because there are 4 things there. Don't need to care about all of them. Let's just make our way to Knoxville. Yeah, Knoxville. Which way out through, I don't particularly care. Well, not through that, evidently. Alright, if I just go through all this, how much are you going to charge me? $1 Brazilian. So let's try and cheap out here. That's still muckle expensive, holy moly. That seems considerably cheaper. You know, they only want weapons, they don't care about too much else, so I'm just going to do exactly that. Thank goodness we get that significant amount of money back. Oh boy, making that bridge was a mistake. Why is there even a bridge there? I don't care about a bridge. Oh well, I've already built it. It's not like money is a suffering moment for us right now. Also, I'm building this on the wrong side of the existing train. Yeah, wrong side of the existing railway. But that's also not a problem. Because I can do this, and then this, and finally yonder. Yonder. Signal it all up. The Queen's Way. Supply tower at Halfway House. Right by the water. And get all the water they want then. Ooh. Glorious. Now, Louisville. How you looking on those weapons? Hey, I own the chemical factory, that's cool, but we need more chemicals, please. Now the chemicals should match up with the need for the weapons. I'd like to increase both, but I clearly don't have the money. And now we need a new loco. A Dragoon will be fine. And you go from Louisville all the way to Knoxville. Automatic, but your priority is on the guns. And you absolutely must be full. There's no point wasting time. That could make you clog up the... No, forget it. Make sure you're full. I was thinking you might clog up the place, but come on. We've got four points here to service. How hard could it be to find a full load? Really? There's not even any passengers or mail?
The president is worried that your trains will be attacked repeatedly in the future. The Confederates want to sabotage our supplies.
Well then, we'll go with whatever. At the University in Knoxville, they study decomposing bodies underneath football stadiums for forensic technique improvements. Not bad. Oh, but that's not the only place I needed to link up, was there? No, I also need to take care of Jackson. Jackson, who has connections to wood for some reason, despite not producing anything with wood. They do actually have demand for wood, which surprises me a little bit. But you know what else would surprise me? The amount of money I can make bulldozing this stuff, down it goes. Thank you. Right, I really need to pump out weapons for these guys, don't I? Oh well. Well, oh well. Just need to get down to Jackson. It is Jackson that I need to deliver to, right? Right, why did I think it was Jacksonville? Profits from transmitted mail. Sure, I transmit mail. There you go. And now I can get the Rogers American next time I have the points for it. Lovely. Every city uses wood. Good. Oh, it already has a maintenance building. That's quite convenient. Now, I just earlier said that I don't like going through these places, but I'm going through. Achievement unlocked, bridging the... Oh, Christ. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. We do not make bridges like that around here. No, siree. Guy should have paid attention to the money that was costing me. Right, let's try this again then. Forget all this. Away you go. Make a new one. Make what should be the tightest curve here. And then bring it along. Also, where'd the music go? What is with this game and just killing the music? It's, making me sad. Well, as long as there's no bridges here, I'm a-okay. Pay it, build it, and then make parallel lines with it. I chose the wrong side, didn't I? I did. Lack of music's making me nervous. Campaign the southeast? Is that what we're doing? That is what we're doing. Saved up, back to main menu. I don't know what it is with Gaming Minds, but they just have issues with music in their game cutting out. And here I am hoping that it returns. Maybe the Civil War is just no time for music, but I thought the Civil War spawned a lot of good music. There's a lot I don't know about American history, and the Civil War is one of those things I don't know about. Too bad. Right, new train, new loco, a Dragoon, and you're going Louis to Jackson, and your priority's on weapons, but evidently we don't care on how many. There we go. And the music is back. This is going to take some time. I really need to step up weapon production. Alternatively, I don't need to keep delivering weapons to Nashville. So I could take these weapon cargo trains, which appear to still be taking weapons, and I could honestly get rid of them both and just replace them with freight. Not freight, passengers and mail. So I can manage the train line and say, Louisville, nah, you don't do weapons anymore. Actually, I could just say passengers and mail only. And do the same for you. Lovely. Passengers and mail seems lucrative enough as it is. I don't feel the need to exchange them out for freight engines, though, because this is used for bringing... not freight engine, express engines, because it is used for hauling all these weapons down anyway, so why bother? Maybe they expect you to play your own German music while you're playing. What do the Germans listen to when playing their forklift simulators and their railway empires? Another auctioneer... all these people that I already have, and I don't care about these ones. Well, actually, maybe I should care about security guards. Well, let's just bring them all in. Ka-ching. Transport a total of 2,000 passengers. Now surely that's easily done. I'm transporting loads of passengers all the bleeding time. Jackson, though, are you even linked up with Memphis? You're probably not, so let's change that. New loco, the Ren Cellar. Give you the dining car and the mail car. And say, here's your new job. Go from here to here. And bring passengers and mail. And yes, signals. Also, I don't think I gave this a supply point. So there we go. Lovely. Can I buy out my competitor yet? Yeah, no, they don't want me killing off Johnson. Krautrock, obvious. Is there such a thing? I'm not big into music, so it all goes over my head. Oh, something I neglected to do was actually ensure that they could reach here. I need to connect this up. A reasonable question might be how. I mean, that looks like something that can be done. But the follow-up question is, how do I get you over with that? Can you do it some weird way like so? Oh, actually, you got some fancy over and unders you can do. But there must be another way. Come on, I've done this naturally before. Well, I feel like I managed to do this before. I've done triangular setups, but this time just no. Oh yeah, I did buy shares earlier. Thanks for the reminder. I managed to completely forget. Can we get something that works here? I wouldn't mind seeing a bit of underground for a change, that's for sure. And as close as it is, it's not happening from there, but maybe it could happen from back a bit. There we go, that's way too oh, and that's also the wrong side. There we go. Ah, what I'm doing to the landscape here is hideous. But I am doing it. And I think they implicitly get the signaling from everything around them, so I don't need to care about that either, which is good, because caring is not something I do a lot of. It also makes me wonder if Louis and Memphis have a an actual setup here. Louisville to Jackson, Memphis, okay. So I shall give you a new loco. I'm focusing on this not for the money, but because I have a goal to transport a certain amount of passengers. There you go. You have to build the outer track first and at once. At once?
Sometimes I find the enthusiasm with which our compatriots invest in the war abominable. But if they didn't, we would be doomed.
What does he mean by that? Well, I know what I mean. I mean, I'm getting myself a Roger American Express train. And if I go to the engine thing here, I can go replace locomotives, replace the express ones with it. Why is Suitability Express? Oh, it's those types of trains, I understand. Anyway, I want to replace the Rensselaers, but I don't have the... Oh no, of course I have the money. There you go. I hope I replaced the right ones. Yeah, those are them. My, this is cute. This is so cute. Can't wait till we play long ones and get loads of different kinds of trains, including 1830s trains. Jake, there was a hint about specific cities offering more passengers under the objectives list. Induction stations have now been built in Chicago, St. Louis,
and Jackson. That is a massive boost for our troops.
Okay, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Jackson's gonna take a while on those weapons, I dare say, though. He's slow. Why would I want a slow worker, though? You mentioned Chicago. Let's check you. What was Chicago saying? Ah, they suddenly got these. They create soldiers on a daily basis who have to be transported to other towns, so that's cool. But all I really have to do is wait for those weapons to be moved around. I don't know if that's going to be the last task. There's certainly space down here for more. But this bums me out a little bit about... Oh, it's just passengers and mail and that. This bums me out a bit about the scenarios, or at least these campaign scenarios. Why would you be in a bad condition? Just pass on that. I have no reason to build up more than what I have, because I've built everything I need to win. It's just a case of waiting for the win, and that's always a bit... eh. The Jackson to Memphis and rob the mail. Who cares? Already got a maintenance station here. Don't think I had one in Memphis, though. There we go. Oh, my stocks. Since all I have to do is wait to win, there's not a lot of incentive for me to go much further here. Oh god, the shares have actually made a loss? They both made a loss. And this is when they are spiking up. Just when I thought I bought the dip. I think consumer goods are the ones that really went up in prices. Oh, and industrial goods. Oh, I bet that's what guns are. Ah, and I've been fueling the gun economy. Oh well, lessons learnt. That's why we do the campaign, right?
Granted, I'm profiting from the war, but that's the way the Treasury bill business is. Our side is winning thanks to this, and there's also a little something in it for me.
He's correct. Oh, right, tell you what else would be correct. Getting ourselves more chemical. Wow, that's expensive. Alright, well I know who can fund this. The bank, who's probably stressed beyond belief during this time, but a small loan of 1.6 million will take care of things. Wait, what? I only got... oh, there's my 1.6 mil. I will invest that loan in increasing that and increasing that. The only thing I need now is to make sure that more iron ore comes in here, and nowhere near enough iron ore is coming in. Why is that? Are you producing enough? You're not, so I'm going to buy you out. What? Wow, okay, I'm going to test something. When I go this, I go to buy the business, but maybe an auctioneer will allow me to get it cheaper. Are you going to do it? How does he operate? 1.6 per week is half as much as I need here. I need 3.2 per week. I need to buy this thing up to produce more. But my only option here is to buy. I thought the auctioneer... I thought I could tell him to go there and maybe get me at a cheaper price, but... maybe he just triggers an auction and you don't know which. Steals technology. Ooh, I want that as well. Give it to me. Okay, the other option is that I find another source of ore. Might be cheaper than buying the place out. But I'm not seeing a lot. Analysts make stock cheaper, not auctioneers. Yeah, I thought the auctioneer might just get me that. Okay, well, there's a source here. And I can't build on it. What a bummer. Okay, well, guess I'm having this. Yoink. Franklin Pit, close to Knoxville. Oh god, The business is up for sale due to a purchase offer from Marvin. Yeah, I'm buying it. Oh god, are you, Okay, maybe it causes an auction on the next thing that's bought, so I could interrupt a competitor trying to buy something. Nobody would be stupid enough to pay for all that, though. Holy moly, these costs are outrageous, and I'm horribly in debt for it all. Spark arrestor received. What's a spark arrestor? Anyone got any clue what a spark arrestor is? Ah, here it is. Reliability of all locomotives increased by 12%. Now that is good. It's pretty good. Ticket prices is also good, so give me that. Private businesses usually expand on their own if you take all their stuff. Yeah, the thing is I am taking all their stuff. Well, maybe not all of it enough. You're the Franklin Pitt guy. I should definitely clone you. I don't have the money to, but perhaps a small visit to the bank will... oh yeah, I'm already horrifically indebted to the bank. That's okay though. I have tons of money, so I'm not worried about it. I will still clone you. Ah, dang, we already picked it all up, didn't we? I still need to expand you for $1 million, but I'll have $1 million in no time flat. Oh? A surveyor. What do you do? Reduce the costs of new routes by 5%. That sounds cool, but what's up with the argument stuff? I still don't get that. What does it mean that they don't like each other? Hang on, we have tips and trips for this. Tips and tricks. Transport business. No. No. Personnel. They get on well with each other. Some personal characteristics go well, others do not. This can strengthen or weaken an employee's bonus. When they don't get on at all, this can escalate into a fierce argument and stop the train for a while. Well, they're not in the train, they're on my, they're in my office. So maybe he's just not at... Okay, I think it was 5% before, now it's 3%. And you... Were you 7% before? Ah, screw it. I'm sure it's fine. Bandits have taken over and robbed the mail. I don't care. That sounds like it's not my problem. 5 and 5 are done here. And we have plenty of weapons for export. This is going well. I just need the million smackaroos to upgrade Franklin's Pit. Now this could cause a problem with clogging things up. Oh, what do we have here? A bonus for an express line, Columbia to Louisville. What was the other one that something was offered up? Well, I must have missed it. Anyway, Columbia to Louisville. That seems particularly plausible. Oh, it was both of them here. Well, sure, why not? I have this new Roger American train that can get that done. Columbia, Louisville, passengers and mail, make it so. Rock Island grows, so does my bank balance. This is good. Everything's growing a whole lot faster than it did when I played that other scenario where I need to save up millions and buy out my competition. Can't you hire something to prevent that particular route? I don't know. Knoxville's got their goodies, so I'm not really sure if I care about Knoxville all that much anymore, though. Maybe I could get that Louisville, Jacksonville. Wait, why are you transporting beer from Louis to Jackson? I need you to transport guns. There were probably no guns available for export, if I had to guess. Okay, in that case, we'll say the one to Knoxville should no longer prioritize guns. I'm left wondering if I actually did the change for Nashville. Louisville to Nashville. Yeah, I think I changed that to express only. Loads of guns for export, though, so let's grab the Louisville to Jacksonville and clone it. What are they loading up with? Guns for Jackson. Loads of guns for Jackson. So if I'm lucky, this will be the end. No, I don't care about the mail. I'm telling you now, I don't give a damn. I do, however, want to expand this pit.
Some newspapers have been critical of my dealings with Treasury notes. Well, I guess I'll just have to buy these newspapers up.
I like the sound of this guy. He knows how to deal with problems. And I know how to deal with connection bonuses. I also know that I can get some more bonuses here. Yeah, more people. People are good. What was it again? Small train station. Bada bing and a bada boom. Man, this is cheap. It should force you to at least do one shipment. Or not refund you on that, or something like that. A caboose. I actually don't care about cabooses. I'm certainly not going to dedicate a whole thing to them. But that's very cheap for technology. Analyst. Cause hysteria. It'll increase or reduce the share price of a company. Okay. Oh, but you don't know it. Oh, right, you can choose. Right, reduces share price. Let's see how much of a difference it actually makes. Again, this is useless because I can't buy him up at all. But I want to see what kind of effect he has. So it's 14.5 million right now. Oh. Okay, I got it. Whew. Sold to the highest bidder, which is me. Jake, it works immediately. Really? Because his company value doesn't seem to have changed much at all. Oh, well, that'll do it. It was probably up at the 16 mil mark here, and then it just sunk down to 14.5, which is significant. Significantly good for buying up stock, because it'll doubtlessly correct itself. Company value isn't affected. Really? Because it looks like it just took a nosedive. But okay, if it's just share price, fair enough. But I can't buy shares, so it's just a waste of time. A promoter. Great new number of citizens. Promoter won't work so well in a declining city. So you could really bump up Louisville. Louisville's getting huge, but just how big can we make it? No, not Atlanta. Never Atlanta. We get Louis. So how much of an effect do you have then? 1,000, another 1,000, another 1,000. Well, damn. How are you meant to even manage this many people?
The weapons deliveries have arrived in Knoxville and Jackson. Perhaps now we can turn the course of the war in our favor. The war is drawing to a close, and that is in no small part thanks to you. Our army is taking control of more and more areas. Now we have to deal with the reconstruction. Pay particular attention to Atlanta. The city needs help, as it will soon have to accommodate lots of returnees.
The
induction is taking place in Louisville now. Transport a large number of soldiers from there to Atlanta so they can help with the reconstruction.
Okay, 3,000 passengers.
Maybe we can even end the war. To do so, we'll have to transport troops and goods efficiently. Then the southern states will see that fighting is futile.
Okay, make Atlanta big, and that certainly could have helped that promoter that I just used up. Kinda wish I had him back. Oh, I wonder if I could fire him and rehire him. That's a no. Okay, what a waste. Where is Atlanta? Ooh, I actually got all of this for free. That sounds really rather nice, but what a mess it is. I don't like any of this, so goodbye all this crummy track. Oh, jing, some of this is worth the big money because it involved trains and underground bridges and undergrounds and all sorts. Here we go. We show the South how much better it is to be part of the Union. By the way, we're getting rid of all of your infrastructure, what little you had to begin with. None of this seems relevant to the goal at hand here, so just ripping it all up. Someone had to pay for this war, and as you know, it's not the winners. Jackson. Oh, this is Jacksonville. Well, away goes Jacksonville. Nobody needs any of this stuff. You missed a supply tower? No biggie, that's only 30,000. We make 30,000 like picking snot from our nose in this campaign. We are in the money. I just need to think how to connect it all up, actually. It specifically needs to be Louisville's down to Atlanta, and that can easily be sorted out. The thing is, it needs more than just that, it needs supplies. Now, maybe tearing down all this stuff is going to make it a little harder for Atlanta to get their supplies. But maybe not. There's a good warehouse full of junk next to Louisville that I could transfer over for accelerating the growth of Atlanta. Now, I don't know anything about Atlanta, but my gut instinct is that it's a horrible place. Could anybody help me justify those feelings? Even if I end up rebuilding half this stuff, I'm gonna prefer what I build to what they had here anyway. I mean, look, for one, they're driving on the wrong side of the road, and that just isn't right. Atlanta got burned down in the war. Well, that explains why we have to rebuild it, doesn't it? Jinx, no wonder this guy was worth so much. He built a load of train tracks and stations. I'm still surprised though that he was worth more than me. I mean, my worth is through the roof. Alright, there's something quite therapeutic about tearing this place down. The setup the game gives you causes terrible bottlenecks in Atlanta. Well, hopefully I'm solving all of those problems. Atlanta can just go up around here and straight into Louisville. Well, I say that, but there's a bit of a problem. I'm going to have to cross over that. Well, no, I can go literally over it. Yeah, that actually looks like it'll work just fine. I can even set up an express track down to Atlanta. How much do we have inside this warehouse? Oh, we're pretty low on everything in the warehouse. Then I'll just supply Atlanta with, maybe some industry would do Atlanta some good. Look, I've got money. You can have your own little meaty industry there. I'm sure that'll be good for you. And I can supply Atlanta with wood. And what are you? Oh, just tracks. Goodbye, tracks. Aha, that must be the one I missed. Give it the wood, that. Are they big enough to want fruits? They're not big enough to want fruits. But they produce beer, so if I can just get them some grain, that'll be good enough for them. Ah, and there's the grain. Well, I dare say this is going to work out just fine. I shall give them a regular train station with signaling control. And this is going to be purely for express train coming in. Checking the contours. I wouldn't mind you going through Knoxville, because it's not like Knoxville gets much, but Knoxville uses non-express stuff, doesn't it? So I'm going to do something like that. Why can't I set you up here? What is your problem? Huh? I can't build here, so what's the big idea? Could splurge and be a large one, but... how peculiar. Doodly-doo, doodly-doo. I've forgotten which direction we're going in here. Alright, that side. Remove that track point and drag this this point. And bring you in. Except I'm doing the bigger one first, which is a bad idea. So I should just build what I have for now. And then set up the other one. Always gotta remember that one. Do the tightest one first. That's good, and that is great. Signal it up, the Queen's way of course, along the whole damn thing. Give it a supply tower right about here. Glorious, and now I'm gonna set up the Roger American with... You know, I actually don't need these dining cars and things because they're just going to reduce the amount of passengers that there are. However, I will offset that by simply doing more of them. So, Louisville to Atlanta, what? Why can't I select Atlanta? Did I not connect you properly? Okay. You hooked Atlanta up to your warehouse track. Oh, I did, didn't I? I most certainly did. Well spotted. Alright then. Nothing we can't solve. And I think I might solve it with a second train station, actually. We can have a second train station, right? What about a terminal station? Well, yes and no. There we go, just crush half the city under that. There we go, the lengths we go to for Atlanta are the stuff of legend. Whoa, don't know why we dug down into the earth like that. And come to think of it, we should probably undo that and do it considerably cheaper. How can you get over there? Well, if you think that's the best way. There we go, this is going to be the best express route I've ever done. Signal it all up. We already gave it the supply tower, didn't we? It couldn't hurt to give it another one. Now, about that locomotive. Rogers America with dining car and mail car. Wait, did I actually buy it already and not use it? It's hard to say. It doesn't really matter though. Louisville to Atlanta. Passengers and mail only. Clone. 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 And... oh, it doesn't work until they spawn, does it? Oh well, doesn't matter. Okay, Atlanta's going to get loads of people coming in, which should solve the population and transport people thing. However, the population won't be entirely sorted unless I also give them the goodies. And those goodies got to come from this. They're going to want wood and food. In a way we all do. And that should be nice and easy to get done. I just gave you a regular one, didn't I? I mean, to that extent, I could just build you a warehouse. Might be easier than clogging up the other one. Make it a big warehouse, go on. This one's on me. Where do I get all this junk from, though? Okay, well, a lot of what you need or want is down there. I'm not even going to overthink this, just build what's needed and victory will be ours. Small train station for wood. Wheat train station for the meat. A wee one for the grains. Isn't there something else I wanted? Are they wanting veggies yet in Atlanta? I know I checked this before, but I managed to forget. They don't care about veggies, but they will care about veggies, so it kind of makes sense to bring it in anyway. I need to get them up to 60k, can't forget that. Alright. And what else will they want? Honestly, that and the meat and the beer that they produce locally should be plenty to bring them up. Maybe a bit of connection with Montgomery will make them happier as well. Could well consider that. But I could also not. You know what? I don't even need to think about double railing this. There you go. Oh, ooh, shouldn't have done that. But I did that. Oh well. This is the laziest. Absolute laziest. I should feel like scum for this. There's quite a few goodies coming in. Do they want milk? These Americans love their milk. Are they closet Finns? Give you a wee train station over here. And this is where things get disastrously lazy. I'll feel bad later. Alright, now we just locomoted it up. Sadly, just dragons available for this. I'd like something a bit beefier for what am I trying to say? For freight, but it's the best thing I have for freight right now. Dragoon. Alright, that is one of them. Another Dragoon. There we go. And another Dragoon. Oh, that's a super lazy one right there. Not sure if cloning would be faster or not. Probably. Alright, you know what? Why don't I... No, let's not do that. Let's try it this time, though. I want that. And then I'm going to clone you. But then I'm going to edit the route to not be Robert's estate, but instead be the farm and switch you up. I think that was slightly faster. Alright, there we go. That should be done and dusted, except for two things. Near jet? I don't care. What were those two things? You need a maintenance building. Oh, you also need to accept these things that I'm bringing in, which is you. What else are we bringing in here? Veggies, where are the veggies? I think that's all of them. Great, take everything you can. And tell me that saved it. It did, good. And lastly, but not leastly, they're going to need supplies. Now, no kidding, this was a super lazy setup, but the reason I can be this lazy is because I think I did a bang-up job setting up everything. Look, I'm a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, with some surprisingly well-constructed lines here. Long term, this wouldn't be good enough. My goods are not diversified or spread out anywhere near as much as they should be, and a whole lot more could be done with industry, but there's no need to care about that right now, because victory is right around the corner. Ooh, can hire somebody to write nice things about me. Oh no, that's about my competitor, who I don't think exists anymore. Well, kind of. Where even is he on the map? Oh, he's got nothing but the money. Oh, but he's still paying to hurt me. Pay compensation so that the travelers still place their trust in you. Jackson and Memphis? We don't care about Jackson and Memphis. Not at all. Alright, glorious. That's not a lot of passengers sent to Atlanta so far. I might have to wait on that one for a wee while. But I think it's going as fast as it can. The only other thing is that I potentially make more of these. I mean, I could clone those trains. I could clone a whole bunch of them and try to get as many as I can through. There we go. More passengers, more mail. More passengers, more mail. But there needs to be more. I guess the more people I have in Louisville, the more passengers there'll be, but I got rid of that thing that would grow Louisville for me. The, not promoter, but something that made it better. Doesn't matter. They'll spawn, and they'll go there. I should probably consider research that gives me more customers then. See, this would be nice, railroad enthusiasts, but these ones are awfully expensive, and I don't have the dosh for it. Grow Atlanta to 60k and build a park. Well, I'd need 60,000 to be able to build a park, but this place is up and coming. Jackson and Memphis. Wow, they really hate Memphis. Can somebody provide me with good reason to dislike Memphis? At least as much as these guys do. So much that they demand 500,000 for it. Train is only half full and gets cloned 2 times. Marvin, the train that was half full was the one that was going from Atlanta to Louisville. I care about the ones that go from Louisville to Atlanta. That said, they're holding a surprisingly large amount of everything here. Breakdown. What do you mean bad condition? Look here, have even more maintenance. You're clogging up the everything. There you go, have an engineer. Well, I don't think I signed it, but whatever. Get in, get out, no mucking about. Ah, it's being serviced. And then loaded up. And loaded up. More mail than passengers, sadly. This might take some time to climb. Well, they both will. We can just sit back and relax. Martin Luther King was murdered there. Well, I didn't even know he was murdered. Wait, no, that's Jackson. Where's Memphis? Here's Memphis. I think I was looking at Jackson earlier when I was saying Memphis. There's a U2 song about it. I couldn't tell you any U2 songs. Glad to see we're still providing Jackson with all the guns they could ever need, though. But, again, this is a problem with campaign levels. My investment has disappeared now because victory is within grasp. Actually, I thought it might end previously, but it does not. Anything here that'll get me more ticket prices? Nah, I don't care. Also, they still want Jackson and Memphis. It has all the guns on board. Just use the guns. Take a ride in the train now. It's in the final stretch. Take in the scenery. Actually, I want to ride the route that we just made from Atlanta. Well, actually from whichever one's going. Who is going? Ah, someone's just departed. Louisville to Atlanta. Let's take a ride. Looking at those signals, they were definitely not... Wait. Okay, I thought that was a signal. No, that's a signal. You keep supplying Jackson with guns so that punks think they can be gunslingers. They'll be fine. That was a nice tunnel. And it didn't kill the speed that much. We're still hitting 73 here. Hello, broken down train. Goodbye, broken down train. And the congestion that you cause. Okay, we don't need to stop for supplies. Let's keep grooving. God, I can't believe Germans made such a sexy looking game. You know, of all style, no substance, but
Atlanta is growing again, and the returnees in the city can be catered for too. A disaster has been averted, thanks to you.
Are you sure about that one now? Do we need supplies? Shanks, this thing can really keep going. Yeah, there is a way to replace all the trains at once. You can just go up to your railway shed and select which train and which type of train to replace. We did that already before. I had to switch out all my express trains for an even better express train. Once we finish this little trek of ours, I'll show how. Unfortunately, it's not updating on the map where I am. I guess you can't see that. There we go. It's not updating on the map where our location is, sadly. Alright, I think we've almost made it to Atlanta. Compared to going by horse and cart, this must be amazing. Yeah, there's a random map mode. There are several historical maps like Scandinavia, Germania, the UK, Australia, but you can actually just make a random map. There are seeds and codes so you can distribute them online as well, but I think I'm going to stick strictly to historical maps because I'll feel more attached to them that way. Causing unnecessary congestion by having them come together that way, haven't I? Alright, say goodbye to all of our precious cargo for a sweet 7 grand. And no rest for the wicked, out you go again. That water lasts a while, doesn't it? Okay, very good. Atlanta is pretty huge. Unfortunately, it takes a while to bring all these passengers down from Louisville. Not much I can do other than just speed up the game and wait for that to happen, sadly. But somebody was asking about replacing engines, so let's say I wanted to replace all my Dragons with Philadelphias. I'd just select Philadelphia, I would go replace locomotives, and I'd say replace the Dragon with it. And that'd actually make money because Philadelphia is cheaper. It's also crapper, so I wouldn't do it. Or you could even say, I could say that, well, let's go and research a new engine, shall we? The Mogul 260 is faster than the Dragon, not as much power, but faster, and I might say, well, I'll want that over it. So I will research the Mogul, find it here, and say, please replace all of my Dragons with it. Or I might go, not the Dragons, I might say, replace all of the freight trains with it. You know what, I'll do that. That's a lot of trains to replace, though. I could even say replace all of the old trains. Passengers and mail, freight only. I'm not sure if this is actually worth replacing with. It's hard to say. It might be faster, but the lack of power might hurt it. Robbery again. Nope. Will you build a better Brazilian railway, Jake? Do you have any other region that piques your interest? So I'm going to do some scenario play once I'm done with the campaign. Because campaign's only 5 missions long. I want to dig my teeth into the campaigns after that. And then between the campaigns and the scenarios... I feel like I said campaign accidentally. I will finish this campaign, which only has 5 missions, and then I will do a bunch of scenarios. And then I will build as good a railway as I can. Using the word perfect seems like a bit of an overstatement because I'm pretty new to this game. But I want to do the equivalent of what I did in Patrician 4 in this game. I will do either the United States of America, the whole thing, the United Kingdom and Republic of Ireland, Greater Germania, or Brazil. I'll do one of those maps. And I'll put it up to a vote. But I'll put that vote up after the 5th scenario, the 5th campaign level. Okay, this is getting old, game. I know what I have to do to win. Just let me win here. Sadly, all the people have to come from Louisville. Can I build something to get more people to come out of Louisville? Maybe I could destroy this induction station? No, I can't. Best thing I think I can do is get more research to get more passengers. Unfortunately, I already spent all my research on a train that I didn't even want. Not going to make the perfect down under? Nope. Build a park or a tourist attraction in Atlanta. Aha, now we're talking. Tourist site. Increase the number of people traveling to the city by 20%. What are my other options? Oh, they're all just touristic sites. What about a museum? Increases satisfaction. Ooh, that's really good, but not good enough. I'm really curious to see if I can break this thing down. I can demolish it. And I don't get any money back for it. Very interesting. Alright, but hopefully that brings in the people we need, and we'll get more people if I do Railroad Enthusiasts, which is surprisingly expensive. I can't believe it costs 300 points. New applicants. Construction of railroad buildings, factories, and urban buildings down, because we research bribery. Whoa, that's good. Museum trains, depreciation. There's a lot of great tech. That's why it's going to feel really good to start out in 1830, where we can get a lot of this stuff. I don't suppose we have any inventors here. Professor? Oh, 90 points. Give me that. Mediator? Next successful auction. Who cares? Auctioneer? Also who cares? But those sweet points we just got. Wait a second. I think I paid the points to get the money. Whoops. Okay, never get professors again. Instead, I'll just get filthy rich. I'm not even building anything, and the millions are flowing in. It feels good to invest that money in killing your opponents, though. Oh man, killing von Pompey Schmitz felt really good. I think her name was Beatrix von Pomp? Well, whatever the case, reducing her to cinders was a great move. There's so much wood in here. No, we do not give anything to the people of Memphis or Jackson. We just absorb everybody from Louisville and throw them in Atlanta. You need inventors, right? Well, keep your eyes peeled if any inventors pop up. An accountant? I already have an accountant. Reduces the cost of successful auctions by 40. That's huge. How are you able to give me such a massive bonus? Do you level up? Ah, here we go. Level experience 3. So they do level up. Ooh. That's pretty good. I wonder how high the level goes. Can't go much higher. 48% is already a lot. Oh, God, I already wanted that. Give me that. Do they all have to come from Louisville? That's what it says. I'm inclined to believe it. Provide 3,000 passengers from Louisville to Atlanta without stopping. Well, I'm working on it, but I think I'm tapping out on just how many passengers I can have yet. I am constantly grabbing them as fast as possible. But that's good to know. I mean, I'm already making good profit on transporting all this passengers and mail. Well, actually, let's not assume it's good profit. Let's get numbers on that. Balance per week. 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 3,000. That's a lot of trains. That's 6 trains only dedicated to pulling people from one place to another. And it's not even going to that big of a place. And I'm making moolah off of it here. And the initial investment, ignoring the line, because of course we ignore the line, it's, okay, it's not a cheap train. It's 53 grand. But in 10 weeks, they've paid for themselves generally. After that, it's a sheer, massive amount of profit. God, I'm getting just excited about thinking about setting up a massive railway empire. Is there a building that gives you innovation points like a university? Do we have somewhere that we can build such a thing? Well, how many tickety-boos do they need before I can build something? Here we go. University. Gives us 4 extra points. Maybe the meta is to spam universities. Anyone else want a university? There you go. Columbian University is now established. And just like that, I've increased the amount of points I get by 20%. Now that's rather nice. And I guess the earlier you set them up, the more points you get. That's probably better than... I don't know. No, it's probably the best thing you can get. Making money feels a bit easy in the game. Maybe. During the first couple of ones, though, I was a bit struggling on the dosh front. Oh, we can see you in action properly now, can't we? Oh no, it's share value again, not the company value. I guess we won't see you in action then. It's a shame. It feels like all the campaigns just have this one thing that you just have to wait on. I can't think of any way to get my people over to Atlanta faster. Too many weapons. Everything's overflowing here. But I've no reason to fix that. We've just about won. Burn down everything but Atlanta. Oh, if we roll the USA as our map, I am going to burn San Francisco to the ground. Now, I'm fairly certain that's not something I can actually do, but I have an idea for how to do it. In fact, I'm going to show that idea off right now. Of all this, to the Americans out here, which of these cities is the most like San Francisco? In that it's a absolute pit of a place that nobody should ever aspire to be in. Because I don't really know Central US. Really, I've only been to Florida and San Francisco. So my frame of reference here is limited. Detroit. Not sure if Detroit's truly on the land. Atlanta we can't screw over here. Pittsburgh? Is there a Pittsburgh here? People are largely saying Chicago, though. Alright, so here's what I would do to... I really hope this isn't going to kill my everything. Tell you what, we'll make a save. Save over that. Save over Affy. Ah, screw it, Chicago. It's not worth doing it. Let's just assume that this is Chicago or some other horrible place. Fayetteville. Actually sounds like a nice place. Now I would look at this place, imagining it's San Francisco or something equally horrible, and I would lovingly give it a train station. And then I would just do this. It didn't like all of that. There we go, it likes that. And then I'm gonna destroy that. And then I'm gonna do this. And now it's sealed in. Nobody can get to Fayetteville because as far as I'm aware the AI will not cross your lines. And then I would go to every place nearby that could conceivably give them goods. I guess it doesn't really matter that they get iron, they won't be needing that. And make sure that they never get anything that they want, and then their demand will be stuck at 0. Not demand, their fulfillment will be at 0, and then it will degrade as small as the town can get. And I don't know how small that is, but I'll find out. I've seen the AI tunnel under my lines, so I wouldn't count on that. Ah, counterpoint. I will destroy any AI who tries to do anything close to supplying San Francisco. Blackmail? If you do not immediately pay $300,000, one of your iron companies will be sabotaged. Do your worst. What kind of sabotage are we talking about? Here's Franklin's Pit. Unless they can somehow lower the level of it, I don't care. Also, I don't recall it doing 3.2 per week. Did it upgrade itself? Oh no, I upgraded it for that. My mistake. Still, that's a lot of ironing. In order to block a town, just build a train station. There's a cap, 2 train stations. Yeah, true that. I could build 2 train stations, but that's a bit more than I'm willing to spend on any one place. I'd rather just destroy the competition and burn the place down. Might seem like I'm full of a whole load of unjust hatred for San Francisco, but I have never seen a place on Earth that I would want to be in any less, and I've been to quite a few cities. I love Edinburgh, I love Vilnius, oh, and I really love Riga. But San Francisco, oh, it's disgusting, smelly, polluted, noisy.
You have transported the recruits from Louisville to Atlanta. The inhabitants of the city will be relieved. You did what was in your power. Your railroad helped us to hold our position and push back the Confederates. They will soon see that they can no longer win, and then the war will come to an end. Also, thanks to your help.
Damn right, it was all me.
The Confederate States surrendered in April 1865. In the end, there were untold victims, devastation, and destruction on both sides, and a period of deep economic recession followed. For the first time, the railroad had also become a decisive factor in the war, a pawn on the map tables of the generals. Where rapturous people had once gathered to cheer on the locomotives, the railroad had become a tactical playing piece during the war, delivering soldiers and materials to the battlefields. Yet the victims and the hardships were not to be in vain. Peace brought North and South closer together than ever before.
Can't help but feel that we're glossing over quite a bit of the Civil War there, but that's not really my concern here. Fairly flawless victory there. I could have gotten higher if I didn't play on manual pause mode, but I will never not play on manual pause mode, because I like to stop and think. Now, there is one last campaign level to do, and we've plenty of time this evening, so I'm going to carry on, but I'm going to take a short break here to go and refill my own water tanks, and then get on with it. So I'll be right back.